Hello, everyone. Again, as India said, I am the David Tigger. I'm going to be both an organizer, commentator for Stacking Arena, and I try and do a little bit of work around the scene where I'm available. This will be my first kind of rebroadcasting commentary, so I'm definitely excited for it. Just kind of getting to see, because again, especially being someone who's like in the U.S., it's kind of that like tunnel vision of just everything happens in America and all the other stuff, and we forget there's a lot of great talent that comes outside elsewhere. And so now I get to kind of witness that a little bit with some of these other rebroadcasts. So I'm very very excited to see them. Hmm. Yeah, I definitely. Oh, do you have it up on your? Oh, is it? Hmm. Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize Pixel was the one streaming the territory. That's awesome. Yeah, we just again, for those of you coming into the stream, thank you all so much for joining in here. Oh, okay. Alright, hopefully that goes well forward. Yeah, looks like Pixel's taking a little bit of audio. I know stream you can't see layout, but I get a little bit of a preview before we transition to other scenes. I can assure you they're very high quality streamlines. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can hear it. Sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was trying to read overlay, and then I was like, wait, hold on. Maybe I should open stream on my own device here so I can see the layout a little bit larger. Because I was like, wait, what is that APM stat? Yeah, so I can see a little bit clearly now. Yeah, so it definitely looks like going into it, there's not a big speed advantage here. Both players hovering pretty close to around 2 PPS, but it looks like Yu has a little bit higher APM average, so they're likely to be dishing out more damage. Uh, of course, yeah, the opener mains, as Tetrio loves to call it. I remember I was commentating another Tetrio event run by HTE, and there was a lot of very creative team names that either relied solely around or certain, openers or other opener mains, and those are always really funny to watch. Yeah, I definitely think Yep. Getting the coordinations underway. Alrighty, let's go. Oop. So it looks like we've got. Actually, think it might have been TKI from. Yep, looks like TKI start from Yua doing some G-spins. I already see that. Looks like they're using the 180 rotations. But yeah, great survival from Yuya, even though Blizzard was had a Tetris on the down stack, I think, so the combo multiplier brought that spike to about like 12, but I think Yuya was able to tank most of that. Much quicker game there, but again, just with the custom handling of Tetrio, it makes a lot of these opener games very, very strong. I think this one. Oh my goodness. Teacher going for the traditional PC setup, unfortunately didn't have a solve there, but still has a decent showing at the moment, not too much garbage on the field, and a good place to take anything else that Yuya has to offer. You... Ooh. There we go. Manages to at least get a T-spin even despite the misdrop. And I think Legend User is a little bit too high up to survive this one unless they're able to get a down stack here. And they can rotate it over, maybe. Yeah, just definitely things I've noticed is Legend User has a little bit of trouble down stacking when the pressure's really, really high up, it seems. Also, free Tetris there on the Legend User side. Yeah, the misdrops definitely greatly impact your ability to efficient down stacking. But I think a lot of Yuyu's wins so far in this set have come not just from like a quick opener game or just, relentless pressure, but kind of just gradually pushing Lego Chooser up, and the higher Lego Chooser has gone, the worse their down stacking has gotten. So it allows Yuya to have a little bit more efficiency in their gameplay. One of those big brain teaspoons. Oop. Trying to. Oh, they think they were trying to kick the J piece in there. Unfortunately, it didn't go. So you on the verge of a sweep here. Yeah, Yu showing an absolute dominant presence there in that match. Not even really relying too much on one technique specifically. Again, we did see I think, yeah, you said DPC, only twice out of those 6 games. All the rest were just general mid-game things, making sure to get your T-spin, proper down stacking. Just kind of outing on the raw fundies there. So, good stuff there from Yuya. They'll be advancing to the winner side. I assume on to round 2. But yeah, the constant back and forth between the Tetrion matches, especially with how. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, especially with just how the garbage wells work in Tetrio. A lot of players especially don't like sending a lot of Tetris with a lot of T-spins, because you will see that a lot in modern guideline Tetris games. But in Tetrio, just because of how fast it can get sent back to you in a massive spike, sometimes people have to change their perspectives of stacking, where, a lot of times in high players, sometimes they'll pass up on a Tetris, or, leave a T-spin at the bottom of the stack, and then just kind of leave it there in case they need defense, just because if they were to send it and not have any, ammunition left over, they're victim to a really, really tough spike to get out of. Yeah, it's the opening. Andy, someone says they can't hear you by chance. I think you're at least up, but I don't know if you're not loud enough, maybe. Hold on. Alright. Hopefully that shows up, maybe. Anyone in chat, if you can, let us know. If no one does, okay. I'll mute really quick and then.
Okay. So it looks like my microphone went a little bit.
Oh, you're good.
Crooked, yeah, okay. I streaming over yours is kind of crooked, right, when it comes to audio settings. Sorry, guys. It looks like my microphone was muted all the time.
No.
Yeah, I was rambling on about a lot of things, for the past 26 minutes, but you weren't able to hear anything what I'm saying, talking, That's
yeah,
kind of shame,
Because yeah, I'm able to at least pull upstream kind of thing and watch it, but I can't really check audio, otherwise it gets feedback, and then it's just the infinite loop of.
Yeah, I actually managed to hold on the stream right now, which at the same time, which I don't have enough time to check your comments, right? I really don't say if I can't get your feedback, way too late then when I have to, which I have to. Yeah, that's one of the limits, you know. Man, I really should get another more monitor so that I can monitor the, you know, the comments as well.
Yeah, either another monitor, more devices. Yeah. I didn't realize how valuable they were until I started doing this more. I was like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have just gone with a one monitor laptop. Maybe I should have invested in
And
a couple more monitors.
right.
I remember, yeah, growing up, one of the IT guys that I had like an internship through had like a quad monitor just for all the things they were doing, and I'm like, "Do you have a stream set up here?" He's like, "No, this is just for work." I was like, "What? How many things you balancing?"
Yeah, no, you were surprised, taken aback by the fact. Yeah, you know, multiple monitors, you know, mainly for, you know, mainly used for, you know, streaming as well, you know, high definition gaming or not. And that's what I can think of when it comes to, you know, using a multiple more monitor sets with a high end. Wait a second, there's another focus. Music production.
Sure.
And by the way, looks like we have. Wait a second, I still got to update the round number.
Oh, it's round 2. It's close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, half the players I think had buys in round 1, so this is a decent thing. So this is going to be, I'm just going to say Nano and 13, just for saying the names quick so I can talk about the gameplay. Yeah, so it looks like we've got 2 U ranks here. Nano looking pretty close to X rank actually, adding 24,371. I don't remember where the X rank cutoff is because I know it's definitely much higher up now, but that's
yeah, I'm actually checking the comments, checking the participant comments right now, and looks like who's not about it? Now, before Nano's really scared of what says now still because of the fact that, you know, oh, never. Wait. Did I read it right? Oh. Okay, looks like someone's at almost X right now, you know.
I mean, I think that might be like right around the X cutoff. I think it might still be you. Judging off of some of the other players that I recall seeing like TRs for. I don't remember where the X cutoff is like exactly because I know it's supposed to be like a proportion to how many players are in there. But yeah, no, it's definitely like very, very close to X rank.
Yeah, it really is, you know. I have to say though, there are a lot of you know, incoming players in Pajaro right now, and that's you know one of the Korean players has made a metaphor about the X rank threshold as, you know, Platinum 1 in, you know, League of Legends. Even though I don't play League of Legends only at, by the way. I'm only into public games and, you know, other mobile games like Cookie Run Syndrome and whatnot. As well as Puyo Quest.
Yeah, good old Puyo. So, but funnily enough, looking at the stats here, both the players are, I think, their average PPS is slower than both players we saw from the last match.
Yeah.
So,
you know, I have to say that, you know, the rank between high SS and low U are literally the second tier strong. That's what I call it. You know, I have to say that you know, for those who don't know what I'm referring to, you know, there's a kill stone where a user's, you know, TR rank is highly likely to fluctuate for a long time. And by the way, looks like these match has just begun.
yeah, it looks like already an all clear from 13 side. Nano's got a lot of clean garbage as a result. Just has to work their way down to it. Now they have access to it.
Yep, they do. Looks like they have an access to the world right now. Okay.
Nice combo in a Tetris.
Yeah, now it's set for the full Nano, by the way. But I also have found, by the way, to get down to the bottom of the board. And followed by 2 Tetris attacks. Oh wow, 20 lines.
Oh my god.
That's kind of huge, you know.
Oop, 13 still able to down sack through, staying alive.
Yeah,
Actually reverse spiking there with another Tetris there on the flip side. So 13 actually gonna turn that around from Jaws of Defeat in that round, taking a 1-0 lead.
I think the level of the match has improved a notch. I have to be honest.
Perhaps.
Even though the double S matches were mesmerizing enough, you know.
Looks like Nano is able to get down through a lot of their garbage. 13 still got a little bit ways to go through it, but has quite a bit of clean to work through.
Okay, also going for a decent followed by a Tetris, but oh, another misrap point also, which they'll be like they offer a point to different Nana, but will they? Let's see.
Nano hasn't really been able.
Oh, another more misrap point also. Well, default Nano is also struggling to get down. And you know, and develop all the Parmigiano sent by Austin.
All of the wonderful cheese.
And what kind of?
Did you get that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the advanced.
Making a reference to the cheese, you know.
Yeah, I got it.
Looks like Austin. Wait.
Whoop. I don't know if that's coming through.
I
Sorry,
think
guys.
Molly
Yeah, it
was-
hasn't.
Yeah, he was delaying the time of sending your PC attack to the opponent. I guess.
Oh man.
Yeah, I have to say it's kind of a fascinating, strategies I ever seen.
Looks like Nano is working on a little bit of down stacking there. Again, just having a little bit of cheeser garbage. But now that Elsie was trying to spike, the garbage is a little bit cleaner now. So cleanup's going to be a little bit easier. Going to be able to get back down to ground floor. Not as long.
Silent default Nano and Asa both had access to the rope, which they fired a Tetris attack to each other.
There we go. Good skimming there from Asu, but unfortunately, another quick T-spin Tetris there for Nanu. Or Nano, sorry.
Yeah, a point goes to Nano. As
So
go for TC, while default Nano's good for TTI, I guess.
Both players having relatively clean wells here.
Yeah. There's a lot of DP attacks, firing off to the opponent, in a matter of seconds,
There you go. Oh, Nano trying to. They covered up their well briefly for one Tetris.
Taking another point for default Nano. We won now.
Alright, there we go. Thankfully, not the ZS start. Everyone does not enjoy seeing that. So.
Yeah.
There you go. At least a little bit of clean stacking, at least from the beginning. Nice donation there from Nano.
Oh well, Asa has found a way to down stack, which was really mesmerizing, I have to say. Oh, another. Yeah, that's quite a lot of attack from Nano. He might be able to get a point for Asa, which they do.
Yep, Nano able to capitalize. Asu unfortunately has some really good skimming, trying to down stack, but unfortunately it relied on burning an eyepiece over to the right, and the well was on the left instead.
Yeah, fast PC attack from Asa, but it doesn't manage to fire another one.
Yeah, but now definitely
oh my god.
All three misdrops.
Yeah, that's going to cost him another point. Okay, that's a spare one. You can free.
Alright. Yep.
At this rate, we might be able to see first ever, choose situation.
Oh, the juice.
Yeah, there's no tiebreakers but juice. Because of the fact that, for some reason they said that, Set the FP to 6.2.
Looks like Nano again going for TKI. Might be a popular opener for them.
Yep.
Does break back to back, so gonna have to be careful skimming out of this. Getting back to that clean well. And it looks like Aussie was ready for that Tetris on down stack. Not gonna lose too much ground over it.
Okay,
So,
yeah, a major miss round off. I missed Aussie, but another miss off by Aussie.
2 misdrops. Unfortunately, the stack is too high to recover from there. So Nanu is now on match point, having a 3-5 there. Nano has definitely taken advantage of this game. I believe it was 3-0 at one point, so they've been on an absolute tear at the moment. Finds the all clear from that opener there. And it looks like they're gonna... I guess this is still TK. I think they were considering a variant of TKI potentially. Opts out of it there.
And looks like Nano is going for massive assailing. With an assailing attack, while something else is. I think they're trying to struggle. They're struggling to get down to the board, along with a huge heap of garbage, which you can see right now.
Yeah, I think Asu's definitely in quite a bit of trouble there, but a lot of times they're...
Another misdrop for Asu, which he has to offer match the whole match to Nano.
Yeah, I think
but for the misdrops, he could have just win the game and advance to the next round.
I think Asu, what they were going for there at the end, which is a little bit hard to tell because they had a couple of frantic pieces trying to make sure they didn't get spiked out there. But they were trying to find a way to kick the Z in with another I piece, and unfortunately by the time they built that, their stack was way too high that they couldn't stack an I piece for the kick. So there was really no options to skim down from there, unfortunately. Again, good pressure there from Nano, managing to close out the set there. Again, what was not a sweep, but definitely Nano made the adaptations necessary from those first couple games in order to carry on that momentum.
Yeah, I thought at first, at the very first moment, I thought Asu was able to walk away with it, with a huge considerable amount of point differences between with the opponent, which is the full Nano, But I think what the full Nano would need was was some time to get used to the tournament as well as the controller. I guess that's just my wild assumption, by the way.
Yeah, again, we can never know exactly what these players are, going through their minds and such, but we can make relatively sound estimates based on some of their reactions and other, attempts at T-spin Tetris, however they try, playing fast, playing slow. I think that was another thing Nano was able to kind of pressure Asu in, since Asu did have I think they had a disadvantage in terms of speed. Not by much, but they were forced to keep up with Nano a lot because Nano was playing very fast, and that was why they were misdropping very frequently, was they had to play a little bit faster than they were comfortable with, and then that just ended up kind of steamrolling from there. If you are able to carry that kind of a speed advantage, it makes it really, really difficult to kind of come out of those messes.
Yeah, stepping out of the comfort zone, ends up with facing a lot of problems you haven't experienced. You're like, I think it's just something of a new life advice, but it also applies to Tetris as well, really enough.
Yeah, and again, it's always so frustrating because it's, the player wants to do well and they want to play fast, but, unfortunately it's just, not quite there yet, and it's just so many, kind of like, you can see the gears turning, you can see it all working, and then it just, unfortunately, it doesn't pan out.
Yeah, it really is, And by the way, I just took a look at the brackets, and it seems that none of the round 3 matches already. So in the meantime, we could just fire a bunch of promotions as well, pretty much in the meantime, right?
Yeah, doing a couple promos for some other
Yeah.
Tetris events.
Wait a second.
I think we can.
Yeah, we can.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Me neither. I think I need to. We just.
Problematic when I hit automatics like Proton girls, live camera showtime.
Alright, the first one is PCO Noon, hosted by the Puyo World, a sub-brand of Puzzle Kingdom. It's actually, as far as I remember, this isn't a yearly event, hosted by Puyo World. Is that right? I'm not sure, even though I'm one of the total organizers of Puyo World.
I forget if that was made from Puzzle Kingdom or the relation between both of them. Then again, Puyo World is definitely one of the big hubs for PPT and Puzzle Kingdom, being very big into all. Well, again, not just Tetris, but all puzzle games. Seeing the combination of those definitely likes to host a lot of events for those and such. And so, no opener bans, 32-second margin time is a new rule set that keeps becoming increasingly popular for a lot of these PPT2 tournaments.
Yeah.
So definitely excited to see how this one goes.
And by the way, the date and the time of the events, is like 7 hours later from our our own CPT tournament, which we will promote later on the stream, right? So,
oh yeah.
And by the way, looks like some of the okay, looks like they're going for another round two match, I guess. Wait a second, I need to get a couple of things fixed right now.
Oh, getting the Tetris thing. Yep. Take your time. And so again, hopefully all you guys in stream have been enjoying the commentary and stuff so far. If you have, again, Tetris Tour is being currently streamed on Pixel's channel. I think they might have links to Bracket and other things there if you guys want to check that out. A lot of really good players. And again, for us at Stacking Arena, obviously our Twitch, we have other social media and a Discord as well that you can join to keep up to date with all the action. So, it's like updated here, I think. And, oh yeah, actually, yeah, this one is definitely round 3, I think. If I can see the people right, that is. So, if I can read the names right, I think this is Wirch and Comet. I think this is a round 3 match.
Yeah, this is a round 3 match, but I still need to get their trial using it right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not a connoisseur in getting all the Tetris stats. I wish I was, because I enjoy looking at that stuff. Because it's like it doesn't tell you a full story, but it gives you kind of like a synopsis a little bit of, or like a prelude in a sense, like a little like, okay, well here's what. Oh. Oh yeah, underscore lowercase b.
Okay. 24.99k versus 224 was 24.0k. Looks like one is going to annihilate the other. Apparently.
Potentially.
Yeah.
One thing I'm a little intrigued by is that it looks like Wirch is still unranked, so their Glico might be really, really high, which means that the TR as well is also very kind of fragile, I guess, for lack of better terms.
Yeah.
It could shoot up, it could drop down very quickly with a couple of Tetrio matches. Not entirely sure if it's over or under. We can only assume it's close enough to 249, but then again, that is by far over the X-ranked bridge there. So,
Right,
and also again.
Oh wait a second. So sorry for cutting.
Oh wow, they're already going into it.
Yeah, they're
all
good.
good.
They're already going.
Yeah, go to the game.
Yeah, here we go again. Blue comment going for for the plate. Oh, what are they doing right now?
I'm not sure what opener.
Yeah,
Looks like it's
I
completely
don't
done.
have any idea what they're doing. Oh my! It really is hard for me to keep track of where cheese feel right now. You know what they're doing.
Well-
I really want to explain every bit of what they're doing right now, but it really is practically impossible for me to do so.
Yeah, especially when you get to the higher UNX ranks. A lot of the times these players playing, again, I think where it's at around 3 PPS, many times a lot of the X ranks will all be even faster than that. And so just, by the time you say anything, it's like, people joke like, oh, commentators first, if you say something, then, it either happens or something else. Like basically, it's interactable with your commentary.
Yeah.
But a lot of times with Petrio, it's just, even like a half a second is, a T-spin and a Tetris,
Yeah,
15 lines,
even,
like-
even a launch attack can happen within, in a blink of an eye, And I'm not, I'm not exaggerating at all,
Oh, absolutely. Again, looks like we're just playing a little bit defensively here. A
Yeah.
bit of a strange angle to see, especially having the... I think by far they had the speed advantage. They were averaging about 2.8 in a lot of their games. So I'm intrigued that they're not...
Rich is trying to... What Rich is doing is like taking a stroll outside, breathing in for fresh air or something,
Yep.
Another
There's a little bit of a
people
squeeze there.
for Rich. Not gonna lie. That's no more than I've heard on its sentiment, by the way. So.
So it looks like we've got a DT cannon set up on Blue Comet stack, and it looks like Andy's taking their time a bit on their players. Andy actually has the... unfortunately, doesn't get the 5-line double PC. Did have it in the bag, but unfortunately, Blue Comet, I think, had a couple missed drops towards the top of that
Another
DT.
point to Jay, which makes basically transfer forward to nil.
So OZ start, and again, it looks like we're just gonna keep seeing Birch play the defensive route for a little bit,
Yeah.
accept some garbage, and then retaliate in due time. And I'm not sure if this is,
Again,
what?
these situation from work. Oh, 69, thank you.
Oh,
69 attack.
Yep.
Oh, 11
well, Blue Comet has their own spike.
Yeah.
Doing a good job skimming through. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
creates a
he
defense
was lucky enough to have enough ammunition to retaliate retaliate for Jay's attack, but doesn't manage to survive.
Unfortunately, we had to try and make a T-spin setup in order to maintain some efficiency,
Okay,
and didn't
he's
manage.
sitting.
Oh,
Oh
and
my god, what is happening right now?
looks like Warwick now has 3 all clears to set. I think they were trying to see if they could skim through it all. And unfortunately, as soon as they put a piece down, created a hole right on top of all the garbage they were trying to get through.
Yeah. Kind of a weird move from Virtue.
I think Wirch might have done that just to test their down stacking potentially. I wasn't sure if they were waiting out garbage or, what exactly was their timing. That misdrop there on Wirch's board, but not going to be too much of an issue having that speed advantage. Going to be able to get out really quickly. So Wirch actually really high up, and Blue Comets has a lot of stuff on their stack there. Actually going to be able to take another match off of Wirch there. And so now Blue Comet with 2 straight games going to have a little bit of momentum here.
Yeah.
We're going to see how they're able to work with this.
Yeah, but it looks like Blue Comet may have made a terrible misdrop at the very beginning of the match, but manages to find a way out with a T-spin double followed by Tetris.
Yeah, again, we're not getting too much pressure out of what Matt. Never mind, we're getting pressure.
Yeah, he's just pulled off like, mid game PC.
was like, yeah, we're not getting a lot of pressure out of Warriors, and then immediately I look to my left and there's a 16 spike all clear.
True.
Never mind.
Yeah, never mind. So be it.
Sorry, Blue Comet. I didn't mean to send you an all clear by saying you weren't getting any garbage there. But again, a 6-2, so Blue Comet able to take 2 games off of the 1 seed of this tournament. So very, very good stuff. And again, Wirtz looks like they're playing a little bit conservative, so I am intrigued to see how that works out for them as they progress farther into winner side of the bracket.
Indeed. Let me check, by the way. Wait a second. The bracket
Probably not, I assume, just because the game is finished.
yeah.
But I believe that fields Wirtz for top 8 since they're now in winner.
They're going for a little match to make a for the gap between make up
To get the people.
your possible gap all top 8 matches ready, being ready.
That sounds good. Yep, so just taking a look at some of the matches here.
Yep.
Again, for again, I don't have a link personally ready, but for those who have Battlefy, it's Tetrio Tai Tour 3. If I can find a link, I'll put it in Twitch chat at some point. Can't make it a. Actually, can I make it a private view? Might be able to.
Just give it a try if you want.
Hold on, I have to remember I have bot privilege. Hold on. Let me get the link ready here. I'll try and fiddle around with that while other things happen.
Alright.
Again,
And it looks like they're ready for the next match as well. We might be able to do another commercial break as well.
Another commercial break?
Yeah, another commercial break. Alright. Let's see. The next thing we're going to promote is Top 50. Hosted by the Top 50, hosted by the Tetrio Amateur Weekly, of course. It's actually, well, for those who don't know what we're talking about, it's actually a weekly event, aimed for players whose rank is as double as or as well as all the an additional condition of players who have never been to you. I'm not sure if there are any other information about the total, but from the what the says here, looks like they're going for another super loud lobby after the toss of then comes to an end. And right, by the way, you guys, they still you guys still have a week to register for the event, so if you're intrigued, I started by going join this tall server, verify yourself, and leave your Tetra username at the tall server, and as soon as I finish the talk, do the advertisement. I'm not sure but they're already ready for what's happening now. Let me update the practice.
It might have gotten a little bit close to that. I wouldn't blame them for doing another loser bracket just to give winners bracket a little bit of time to settle through. Yeah. Because again, losers obviously has more matches to get through, but just because of all the matches that are going through, it's a little bit easier to find a couple matches, and that can sometimes help, especially if there's like a snag somewhere in winner's bracket of, someone was 5 minutes late to the set, and then their next set they had to grab, pizza from somewhere. So, help another side of the bracket catch up sometimes.
it seems like they decided to wait for other participants to move up right now. And it seems like one top 8 match is going to be ready in a matter of minutes.
Play that.
Yeah,
there
let
we
me
go.
update the top 8 brackets for a second.
Alright. Gonna figure out how to add a bracket. How do I moderate Twitch? Give me one
There's
second.
possibly going to be a
Alright, let's see.
let's see.
Apologize, I'm not saying too much. I'm trying to read.
Yep.
So that way I can double check these things.
You know, I'm clicking the F5 button, you know, a lot of it. Like every 30 seconds or so. As well, you know, checking the pixel ATCs, you know. Looks like there should be the top 8 brackets as well. I posted this, I
Oh.
guess.
Wait, is it? Oh, is it? Here, okay. For the time being, I'll just put bracket link in chat. If anyone needs it again. There it is. So for those of y'all, now you also can observe the bracket things that we are keeping track of. Yeah, it looks like both top 2 seeds are currently sitting in top 8. The other matches are still going strong. It looks like we have an interesting upset that may have led to a couple of longer games. You have a 13 seed that upset a 4 seed here. So I'm intrigued to see if they're able to make their way into top 8. Soon that match will be being decided shortly. So yeah, round 4 is winner semis. You can just if you need to abbreviate on what to play at WSFA.
Because I ramble on like any instant, you know, even nonsense, you know. To fill up the gap, time gaps. Right now.
Fair enough, yeah.
I'm actually baffled right now.
The grind don't stop, I'm sorry. Oh man. Yeah, so again, hope you all are doing well and in Twitch again. So for those interested in the after stream, Pixel is currently streaming the title, which is kind of what we're going off of. That's going to be the Thai commentary for everyone that wants it. Again, we're doing the English rebroadcast here on Stacking Arena.
And by the way, for those who can understand Thai, you know, please just go check Pixel ATC stream right now, and follow him, and if possible, you know, subscribe to his Twitch channel, but he still hasn't got the, you know, got any maybe he wasn't able to got any requirements to become a Twitcher. Still he is, so it really is about that we cannot contribute some cash to him, would make it that's, you know, wonderful and possible. But by the way,
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it's kind of above it, isn't it?
Yeah, Pixel's been doing a lot of great work. Not again just in Tetrio, but in a lot of the different Tetris communities. Again, they've been really helped picking up a lot from the Tetris Effect seasonals. Someone who's really big in the Tetris Effect game, I've been able to see a lot of work they do there as well. So yeah, Pixel's definitely been doing a lot of good work for the modern Tetris community. So
yeah, but it really is a unfortunate thing that he has to go take a 2-year long hiatus in order because of his real life job, duty and so on. I don't know I don't know everything. I don't know about his situation in detail, but
Mm-hmm.
let's see.
Hopefully, when they do return, we'll be having all the same tournaments and things will not have died.
Yeah.
We'll have some members of the community help carry on some of these other events.
Well, since it's taken so long, we can do another commercial, which is about our event, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I forgot I had that, right?
This is one of the events that we're hosting right now. It was initially began as a collaboration event between English Puyo community and Hard Rock. As a part of the April Fool's event, I still remember. I can clearly remember the moment when we had a blast on English Puyo community, where all the moderators were infected by an evil bot called Yotaro, and I'm fighting against Yotaro with the nickname of Smile or Shinjiro, which is Yotaro's, gentle brother or something.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, back to the information. As I mentioned before, Ragnarok is a PPC2 PC with a 2 team event where the top three teams can walk away with using as prize of over 100. The current track currently is like $102.5 stated in the lower right of the poster. But if anyone is intrigued, I'll leave the comment invite link of the server and the chat right there in a moment.
Yep, I was just getting the battle fight.
Alright.
Yeah, Great Minds think alike. Alright, hold on, I'm just gonna post it really quick in 1 second. But yeah, this is kind of Stacking Arena's big project.
One of the looks like one of the top 8 matches ready to be streamed. Wait a second, I need to fill the information right now.
Alright, so I've got... Fortunately, that's 2 Battlefy links back to back. I tried to make it a little bit clear there, at least. Hopefully that whoops. But yeah. So
matches already.
Alright, and so those have been decided, it seems. Can't wait to see this top 8 action, wherever this leads us. Double checking. I can't remember if the bucket I saw there was going. So it looks like in this case now we've got Sigma Zero as an X rank TR, 24,640 in DR. So definitely very, very capable here. Both players averaging, over 85 APM, over 2 PPS. Seeming to be
world of difference between TPS, APM, and DS points. Even though they're technically at the same rank.
Yeah, Wirch does seem to have, again, like the stats do seem to be quite high here, with that incredibly 274 versus statistic. But from the gameplay that we saw last round, I don't know if that's a little bit inflated. I think it might be. To how much, only time will tell. and we'll see if Orch continues to carry on through winner's side here. So winner of this will go on to winner's finals, which essentially from here guarantees a, I believe, a top 3 seed. And I think all these players here at the moment have guaranteed top 6.
Okay, looks like the players are ready. Wait a second.
Potentially.
Alright, oh gosh. I think I got copied. Yeah, I think I got to get back to results.
Oh, wrong player?
Yeah, wrong player.
Alright, well, hold on. I'll check bracket again. Yep. Again, doesn't look too much different in terms of the here. I don't. I actually checked the updated stuff here. Stats definitely look a little bit closer to Orch, which, funnily enough, if it's Orch versus Zeph, this is going to be an unranked versus an unranked, which personally I think is hilarious. I don't know about you.
Yeah, you know, Tetraio is actually, you know, mind-boggling and nerve-wracking at the same time. I understand. Okay, it looks like they're ready.
Getting our game underway here very shortly.
Oh my god. Oh gosh. Everyone goes short right now. Oh, wait a second.
Oh, gotta go back to
gosh,
the...
oh god. Wait a second. Some kind of accident.
I'm sure it'll be fine. We trust y'all in chat. Again, smoother things go, the quicker all the tournament games and things are able to pan out. So, hoping that goes well. Oh, I see here. Oh, you put it in? Oh, I see. Yeah, smart. There you go. Transition into that. Perfect. There we go. As game is underway between... So I think this is actually...
ET versus 5-4.
Actually, I think this is Sigma Zero versus Seth, and then they're gonna do the game versus Orch. I think that might have been what the error was. So, for a sec I thought it lagged spike.
Yeah, I accidentally minimized my Ubuntu. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god,
and a good
that's
sound check there from Jeff.
You know, strong down stack. Able to kill the opponent.
Jeff finding 2 critical Tetrises during down stack. Both of those getting multiplier there. And so, yeah, 22 line spike. Unfortunately, Sigma Zero not really able to find any answers to that one there. So, looks like Zeph has been putting on a lot of the pressure here in this matchup. Again, does have quite a bit higher in terms of speed and a little bit of a bonus, I think, in efficiency. But I think they might be trying to use that speed advantage in order to maintain a lot of constant pressure and making sure that Sigma Zero doesn't really have a lot of opportunity to build up their stack very much.
And there's a 6, and let's see what for 6 Zero situation right now. Looks like he has already got access to the well, which he can fire. He sends in a lot of attacks to Zeph. Another C-spin from Sigma. Well, Zeph is going for a TSDFO. The Sigma Zero has enough ammunition to fire back. The attack.
Zeph having a nice donation there. Setting up another one there on top of the stack.
Yeah.
Going to be able to get through the garbage.
That's kind of a beetle. Unfortunately, missed off from Sigma Zero. And Zeph takes another point.
So Z and O lead again. Gonna see what openers you see here, and it looks like a double TKI, almost identical in continuation as well. Funnily enough.
Was able to have access send him to TSD, but he opts not to do so.
He's able to get a Tetris on the down stack there, so a little bit of extra damage output there from Sigma Zero. Getting a little bit high up there, gotta be careful now.
Yeah.
One misdrop there, but should be able to skim through it. And unfortunately, not fast enough. Zeph managing to send.
He was like one block away from getting down to the wall with the high piece. It really is unfortunate.
And this looks like double.
6-pin, I guess.
Think that's, yeah.
Seb have made a huge misdrop, but able to fight a way out.
Yep, able to get some T-spins through it as well. Sigma Zero still maintaining a good back there. Gonna end it there to get a little bit of a big spike onto Zeph, but Zeph has some cheesy garbage that they're gonna have to get through in a little bit. So Zeph comboing through a spike there.
Yeah.
9 combo, 9 lines there. Not quite able to get to that Tetris well. If they would have, that almost would have certainly spelled death for Sigma Zero there.
Indeed.
And that's a pretty heavy spike.
Zeb was able to get survive by his magnificent club control.
Yeah, and another good thing that Zeph was doing there too was they had 2 Tetrises once they were able to get some breathing room. They waited on sending the second one, making sure it didn't pass through, so that way they didn't accept any unnecessary garbage. And Sigma Zero, although having good down stacks of their own, just too much pressure there from Zeph at the end, and that's going to put game 4 to Zeph. And it looks like, again, another identical TKI build. Looks like both players, no stranger to the popular openers here. And as you see, Sigma Zero having a pretty nice down stack there. 3 combo with a 10 spike. Zeph's gonna fight back a little bit there. Not too much in terms of strong output. Never mind. Tetris into T-spin on back-to-back is 10 lines. That's gonna push Sigma up. Sigma's able to down stack through it pretty well. Has one thing that covers up their well, and unfortunately has to keep stacking on top of it, which is going to make digging through going to be really hard, and unfortunately they're not going to get the eyepiece thing to win there. And so unfortunately for Sigma Zero, they are now 0-5 with Zeph on match points. And Zeph
is going to highly like to and finish the match with a freezer with it. I don't know, Sigma was really good at down
well, and yeah, I think we saw a little taste of that there. Zeph was had a little bit of a panic.
But they somehow find a way to. Oh, never mind.
Nope, that's a lot of garbage to tank, and looks like Sigma Zero are gonna get on the board.
Yeah, deny the sweet finish. No sweet finish.
No, the ZS lead. Oh no. And it looks like we're going with the center 4 wide there on Sigma Zero's side. Oh, Zeph makes the misdrop as well.
Getting pounded by Baton. Sorry, Baton.
Oh, very tricky. Interesting. Yeah, very tricky continuation from Sigma Zero. Not really able to get a strong 4 wide there. And so now they've just been pushed up pretty high. A lot of cheesy garbage, and yeah, not a good way to down stack through it, unfortunately. And so Zeph's gonna take the win there.
I have to say though, I have to say though, using a 4x4 center 4 was actually no more than snare sending a snare to themselves,
Yeah, unfortunately with the center 4 wide, if you have troubles getting through that stack to begin with, it makes it really, really difficult for it to be worth it. You kind of need to make sure the combo lasts at least, up until like 9 or 10, especially more so in some of the other games where it's been nerfed. And so, one of the things also, in case, for those of you that didn't notice, the garbage that Zeph initially sent to Sigma Zero was Sorry,
Yeah.
I can speak. It was in the middle of where that center 4 wide was, which can be good because it can extend your combo for you without really needing to do, you know, much to it. However, it slotted in a specific point where one of the continuations for the combo that Sigma Zero needed would have collided with the garbage well and cleared like 2 lines, which doesn't sound all that bad, but it makes it tremendously harder to carry on the combo. And so just that little bit of garbage RNG helped Zeph out tremendously in that set. And then unfortunately for Sigma Zero, once your 4 wide is broken up, it's really, really difficult to get that back. And unfortunately for them, it was just, you know, cheesy garbage as Zeph was sending, you know, Tetrises to counter 2 lines, and receiving in small quantities creates that kind of cheesy mess there. So
Yeah, sending some small attacks in all numbers, smaller attacks in a short amount of time is one of the strategies to baffle the opponent.
also, just a heads up with bracket, I think it's Wirtz versus Zeph in winner semifinals. I think the match we watched, I think, was just around 3.
Yeah, it was actually Sigma Zero versus Zeph. I actually messed up.
Yeah. Don't worry, we'll get it fixed.
Yeah, we're getting it fixed. Situation sorted. Big gamble and we were back in business.
Yep. And so it looks like everything else in bracket seems to be panning out nicely. Teams are proceeding and such. Losers bracket is moving on quite nicely, which is good to see. Unfortunately, I think there's one game that's currently held up, but other than that, which I hope that one's not getting held up for stream. If it is, it'll be shown relatively soon. However, everything else seems to be moving smoothly, which will allow this tournament to get, you know, completed in a reasonable amount of time, especially for those that are staying up late for it. Actually, after this thing, no, because this was what was it, like 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. start time? I'm trying to do mental math in terms of time zone.
Alright. I'm actually checking. I'm actually giving a check on to the people agencies in the bracket right now. And it seems like they haven't been updated like hours. Wait a second.
I'm gonna double check chat again really quick. Again, if you guys have any questions about anything related to, you know, Tire Tour, some of the players maybe, anything with Stacking Arena or other Tetris tournaments, anywhere you want information, definitely feel free to, you know, ask us questions in chat, whatever. I'll make sure to get back to you as much as I can. Again, I'm not, unfortunately, in every modern Tetris server that is out there, but I'm at least knowledgeable of some people in the community that I can point you to some resources if, you know, people want, you know, information on this tournament or this event. I'd be more than happy to help you get to where you need to go. So.
Yep.
Oh. I don't know if that came through my mic. Cat has come back. Hello.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, special guest on the mic.
Alright.
So I assume we'll probably be getting one of the winner semifinals matches in here sometime soon. Not sure which one. If that'll be Zeph and Wirtz or Irisu and Mickey.
Oh, looks like what we just had is actually not a top 8 match, but a
yeah. That,
wait a second,
you can call it top 8 qualifiers.
Yeah.
Or winners, quarters, or however you want to. Again, there's been enough tournaments. People have made like 20 different names for these matches.
Yeah, you know.
it is them. So yeah, it looks like we're gonna have Yurisu and Mickey's. Another unranked Tetra League 249. Or it looks like on Mickey's side, gonna be ranked number 1 in their own country. Always a cool flex to have there. So with their APM, 118, 2.74, and season pack. Looks like Yurisu will likely have a mild speed advantage, but Mickey having a little bit more consistent damage output, but their versus stat is almost identical, both sitting on 240. So, you know, the numbers say it's going to be about as dead even as it gets, and usually the numbers don't lie. So I am going to be very excited to see this Clash of Titans here for winter semifinals.
And by the way, it looks like sorry for top 8 matches that the number refers to. Number of rounds is going to be increased from 6+2 to 8+2. That's what I got from chat box right now.
Oh, like the sets are going to be larger? No, that's top 8?
Yeah, top 8.
Look good.
And the grand finals will be get more bigger. They're more bigger than probably as expected.
Yeah, then again, although it can be a little bit draining, especially on these players, for these longer sets, a lot of times these players are, you know, very, very close to skill level, that having these longer sets allows the greater discrepancy of scores. Again, like, if you only have, like, 1 or 2 games per a set, you know, it's very easy to just kind of have tragic misdrops in 2 games and lose 2 games, and, you know, unfortunately, in that case, you would drop to losers. But with some of these longer sets, it gives you a little bit more leeway in terms of, you know, actually prevailing over your opponents in bracket. And so you have to be successful multiple times in order to earn that right.
Yep. Looks like the match is being sorted.
Alright, that is good to know. And so, I think they're on opposite sides.
I need to remove the shroud. I need to, it really is kind of, you know, cumbersome to, you know, do another transition just to abide by the changes.
Yep, and so, I don't know if it was caught initially onto the change there, but there was a little bit of misdrop opener on both sides, so it looks like it's going to be a mid-game battle here between Yurisu and Mickey. It looks like Yurisu finding a 12 combo with Tetris on down stack, going to be able to take game 3 there.
Looks like you can see Mickey's going for it. Oh. Yurisu modified it. What kind of opener is that, by the way? I haven't seen that in my...
I think it might have been freestyle. Oh, and that's a tragic misdrop with the Z piece. It's going to be very hard to get out of. And actually comboing through it, 16 spike, and Mickey had no options there. Somehow finding a way through that Z piece misdrop. I'm going to be honest, I did not have faith in that. But one thing I've learned watching a lot of X rank and, you know, 24/9 players is never assume things are and are not possible. So it looks like Yuri with a little bit of a nice wall there, getting back-to-back started. Unfortunately having to cancel with, I don't think it was a misdrop, I think it was just kind of a lack of eye pieces there, unfortunately. But Mickey trying to find a way to dig through it cleanly, and unfortunately receiving a little bit too much garbage there, as Yuri is able to take a 3rd win here. So it looks like TKI start from both. Actually going to have the same continuation as well. Mickey finding a little bit of a stronger initial push, but now both players are very high up, both with a lot of garbage, but unfortunately Mickey had a bit of a tight L piece on the right side of the board that made it really tricky to get through to their garbage.
You can see CH is going for. Yeah, wow, it's really cool. So freestyle, followed by a close clear. That could have been a massive effect if you were able to pull off his feet, but they didn't make it.
Yep, and it looks like Yuri continuing this back-to-back aggression. Gonna break it there, unfortunately, but definitely showing proficiency in maintaining that extra little damage multiplier on those T-spin Tetrises. Gonna get not quite a Tetris on down stack, but going to be enough to put a little bit of extra pressure onto Mickey there. Mickey looks like they're resorting to some 9-0 sprint stacking, which actually sets up a T-spin in the middle of it as well, for some extra damage there. There we go, comboing a down stack.
I got a massive down difference. Mickey, yeah,
Yep, and
managing to top duties out. Taking another, I guess.
We got the O and the S start here. Looks like PCO from Yuri. Yuri Su, sorry.
Yeah. Another massive attack on Yurisu. They're really fast enough to get a bury their opponent and, a hit by garbage blocks.
Well, unfortunately, Mickey's got a interesting T-piece misdrop there. They're going to have a little bit of trouble digging through that, especially being this high up on the board. Yurisu continuing the... Sorry.
Yeah, continue, boy. Sorry.
Nah, just continuing the aggression. I thought it was 9-0 stacking, and then I saw a T-spin, but it might have still been 9-0 stacking. Again, half the time I gotta to do a double take with a lot of this on what's going on. It looks like Mickey's going for a specific potential PC setup. I think it's one of the ones where you have a couple of T-spins and then after 5 bags it works out. Or essentially in those bags it's kind of guaranteed to find a setup. But unfortunately that's a lot of garbage to tank from Yurisu there, and again, just anytime someone gets pressured doesn't have either good skim options or good damage options, it is often curtains from there on out.
Okay, another voice goes with Yurisu, and I found Mickey is going for it. PTI with another, but it looks like they made a misstop and offers another point. Yurisu makes 1-7. Match points to Yurisu. Wait a second.
Oh wait, what?
I shouldn't have updated the bracket information before the match.
Oh, that's a large spike. That's a 19 from Mickey there.
But he makes a huge misstop, which...
Oh!
That's kind of really over for Mickey. And
yeah, Mickey...
You should take it the round with the score of 8-1.
Yeah, good stuff there from Yurisu. Unfortunately, Mickey went all in for that down stack there, and had a misdrop T-spin over a really awkward Z, and yeah, again, unfortunately, that misdrop kind of ending all chances of down stack.
Yeah,
so
that single T-piece has cost him a round. That's kind of a thing that no one wants to face.
Yeah, definitely very tight on UDC's board there, though, on that game 9. Definitely was hitting some of the, line 19 there with some of the piece placements. But, very good skimming there. And again, with it being a big spike, a lot of that garbage was pretty clean for them to use. And so, I believe, Yurisu will move on to winners finals. Mickey will be, I believe, placed in losers top 6 match, which I think is losers quarterfinals. If I remember that right, I think. Trying to remember how a bracket works. I should know this considering how many tournaments I've helped out with in the past couple months.
Most of them were like the double elimination tournaments, just
Mhm.
we already have a great grasp of how the double elimination as well as those first round friends.
And
It's
so
kind of a bit more complicated than the single elimination one, but that,
again,
yeah, go ahead.
oops, sorry. Yeah, but personally, I think I prefer the double elimination formula. I know it sometimes makes stuff last like a long time, but I do think, especially for these kinds of tournaments and stuff like that, you should be allowed to make a couple mistakes and still be able to like make it through. Like, you don't have to clean sweep everyone in order to make it through. So it's more of a testament of consistency and endurance rather than who can get lucky this round. And so. Obviously you're not out when you go to losers bracket, but you're forced to play more matches, and so it makes it much more difficult to carry through losers rather than carrying through winners.
While we wait for the players to join and give it go for the next match, should we take a look at their stats right now?
Oh, for Orchkinza?
Yeah, for the next round.
Yep, unranked versus unranked.
Yeah, for unranked.
Going to be quite exciting to see. Let me squint for stats. Hold on a second. Again, it looks pretty even in terms of PPS, so likely not going to be any kind of a speed advantage or anything. Any player is able to kind of carry through.
Except the fact that Virtue's efficiency is on paper way better than status job. The versus force and soul ATM is way higher than consider comparably higher than higher. In terms of it's just all assumptions by the way, so I might be wrong.
Yeah, again, we did see Wirtz playing quite defensively this past couple. We're gonna see if they continue that against Zeph there. With now their opponents also being in that same kind of 24,500 plus threshold there.
Yeah, I thought was just holding around at the first round, round 2 or something. Because of the fact that they already knew that they're going to annihilate the opponent if they took the match very seriously. Okay, looks like both of them are ready right now.
Yeah, watch the room coach. Be careful. If you do transition. Again, yeah, I trust y'all in chat, but so is don't take chances if you don't need to. So yeah, here we go. Now the match is underway.
Is that going for CGI? Well, is it going for the same as well?
Yeah, or it just seems to be playing a little bit slower here at the beginning of the match. And well, it seems to be working out pretty well for them. They're maintaining quite a low spot on their stack and keeping back to back.
But
a little much.
has made a minor mistake, but he managed to get out of it.
And so there we go. As both players not having too much pressure now at the time being, they're kind of just building up that stack, making sure that they're able to do everything. And by the time I finish saying
has cost him a point from you, but oh my, it really is difficult for me to go out. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. I need to start getting a tally marker for every time I start saying a sentence, and it has changed dramatically by the time I end that sentence. And by the time I'm finishing that statement, there's already a lot of action going down as Zeph getting spiked by Wirch there, as Wirch takes a 2-0 lead.
And as far as I remember, he just made a major misroute, you know, while he was trying to go down to the board, very bottom of the board, to be exact.
Yep. And again, looks like Wirch doing the strat of accepting garbage there, and then sending that to get a little bit more damage there on that second T-spin, which seems to be paying out for them. Zerf having to do quite an extensive down stack in order to make it back to where they're at there, but still halfway up on the board of garbage.
But who knows? It could be a good ammunition for them to fire back and actually take a point for. Oh, never mind.
Yep, there it is, the classic. Wirtz just setting up a 4-5 stack there, and not quite T-spin factoring it away, but pretty close too. And looks like Zeph getting the double all clear there. Wirtz gonna be able to send some garbage, prevent any more all clears for the time being.
Nice sound stack myself. The quick canceling out all the garbage they receive.
Yep, and looks like Wirtz definitely now at the bottom of the board.
Made another mess up there.
Yep, Wirtz continuing with that back-to-back aggression. Again, this has kind of been the first instance we've seen of that all tournament so far. Being able to consistently keep that back-to-back with your pressure adds a tremendous amount of garbage onto what you're about to be sending, and able to use that garbage that they've received to carry on I think 13 spike there on the Zeph's board. And so we're just going to take a 5-0 lead now into this first to 8 set. There it is.
Yeah, again, while
TKI fan club.
When it goes back and forth, having a fair ping pong, or a game of tennis or something.
Good old volleys back and forth. There you go. Both players definitely pretty low on the boards now. Not too much in terms of spike potential here pretty early on. Wirch with some garbage could make something work, and as I say it, there's a 15-line spike. And it looks like back to a couple of footsies with the T-spins and Tetrises there. As Zeph doing some very excellent skimming, managing to find T-spins in the middle of it as well. This is doing wonders for their efficiency, and it's part of why they are still in this game here.
I have to say the garbage that those two players are. Oh, never mind. I was trying to make a mention about how clean to get the garbage blocks are. Here we go. Wirch taking another point.
Yep. And it looks like Wirch was waiting for that garbage there. Manages to get it. Had to wait a little bit longer.
Okay, maybe just have an answer. Ammunition for your counter attack or something.
Yep.
That's my guess.
T-spin triple build potentially on Wirch's board, but unfortunately doesn't pan out.
Yeah, that looks like it didn't work out.
Funnily enough, the one game where Zeph misdrops the TKI and Wirch is waiting for it is actually the first and only game that Zeph has won from this set so far. Wirch now going a little bit more aggressive there, changing up that play style, seeing if Zeph is ready for it, finding some down stacks around things, but not making it very easy. Zeph is in a little bit of piece dependency in terms of down stacking, able to get through it, thankfully.
Besides Zeph, both Zeph and Wirch have like 1 or 2 lines away from getting access to the road, and Wirch has it, while Zeph is, never mind, he also had access to the road as well, which he has set a line like there. I'm actually baffled right now. I'm stuttering a lot because of how fast they're playing right now.
There we go. Wirch on a 5 back-to-back streak. These T-spins are going to start to be doing 6 lines of damage. Has to break it due to that recent spike from Zeph.
Oh my god, that's a lot of damage from both players. It's just like 1 to 2 seconds, I guess.
Yep. Again, the Tetrio Classic. By the time you've said something, the players have been moved on from that.
Yeah. It's far more intense than the atmosphere of toss events.
And while Zeph managing to pull a T-spin double on line 18 there in order to stay alive with that efficiency.
Yeah.
The 180 kick as well to keep that stat clean. This is absolutely incredible play at the moment there from Wirch. Zeph setting up a T-spin triple. Looks like they opt out of it in order for some of the doubles to keep that stat cleaner. And potentially might have a T-spin.
Yeah, it's already 2 minutes in, and they're still going back and forth between each other. Definitely a lot of, setting a massive attack line doesn't mean they're going to walk away with the victory of the round, but
yeah, this has definitely been I think this is in terms of like
by far the longest match we've ever seen. Longest round, to be exact. I have to say, so
Yep. Yeah, if you look towards the top of your screen, you may notice a couple of the pieces start soft dropping a little bit faster as the game progresses. Of course, as soon as I say it, Zeph says, "I'm tired of this match. We're ending it right now, and I'm taking my second win of the set."
Okay, where's he going for? Oh.
Yep, I think both were going for that TKI.
Oh! Mistake, firing off, T-spin attack, giving away another point to Zeph.
So Zeph gonna have 6-3 there, clawing that lead back down to essentially a lead in their favor, which they could definitely use. They can only afford to give up 1 game until deuce or match point. And unfortunately, let's see if this is. Oh, I think this might be the game.
Yeah, it might be the game. That was a huge attack from Wirch.
I'd even hint at if one of them was gonna do well or bad. I just said, Zeph has 1 game to give, and well, all right. Well, Zeph has no games to give. Zeph has gotta carry this through to deuce. Looks like they're doing a really good job on combo, putting a lot of pressure on Wirch there.
However, Wirch has somehow found a way to get access to the wheel, and he does it. They do it with a 2 Tetris attack, followed by a TSC double. Wow, he's really going back and forth right now.
Yeah, those players definitely playing at the top of their speed levels there, making sure to retaliate as necessary with any garbage.
Yeah, another game of pinball, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, both players maintaining an extremely high versus score right now. Again, both players were averaging around 280, but we see this match is averaging like 320 from both players. So some peak performance that we're seeing here, and unfortunately, we're just going to have a good way to swim.
Yeah, the orange was not on his side.
Yeah, try to make a little opportunity to downstack a bit cleaner, but unfortunately relied a little bit too much on piece dependencies there, and that is going to do it there for Wirch that game. And I did not mean to say that's it for Zeph. Zeph is staying alive with some incredible downstack and some spike there. Setting up for a fractal, and gets that first one off. Currently sitting on 3 back-to-back, almost spins the wrong piece into the T-spin there. Still trying to find out.
He has to play a B2B chain, unfortunately. Oh, never mind.
Yep. And unfortunately, that's going to cost him as Wirch able to close out there for that game. I think 12? Yeah, game 12. And so, Wirch with an 8-4 win in winter semis. Wirch, congratulations, is going to be going on to winners finals, where they will be placing, or playing Yurisu, I believe. because I think those are the two winners semis matches. And then Ziff will be moving on to losers top 6, awaiting the victor of a losers top 8 match.
Yep.
But again, was a very, very good game. Also, the only set that had a match last longer than I believe 2 minutes.
2 or 3 minutes, I think one of the matches had where it managed to, went over like what's that? 3 minutes.
Probably like.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure,
I think
my memory is kind of good.
Yeah, I think it lasted somewhere, like 2 to 3 minutes. But again, with most of these matches being, under 30 to 45 seconds, it's definitely cool to see some of these players just, really pushing their limits there for those games, not giving up, making sure to pull out all the stops there as they can for those long duration game wins. Especially because Zeph was the one, I think, that ended up taking that game. So that was one of their 4 wins against Wirge, was a 2 to 3 minute long grind against Wirge's pressure there and able to capitalize.
Yep, it looks like the Lulu round is very, very random right now. Hey, right, I forgot to change to the round number, by the way.
That's okay. We see the players, which is... So I think this is actually, yeah, this is a losers top 8 match. So this is actually, yeah, that's losers round 4. So technically that's right. Just a losers bracket match. But
That's actually
yeah, so we have seen both these players before on stream. They're going to be playing for us here. Blue Comet and Sigma Zero.
Here we go.
I think Sigma Zero with a little bit of, trying to see here. Yeah, just a slight advantage in speed and efficiency. Nothing too major that a couple of misdrops can't, sway in Blue Comet's favor. But again, we will have to wait and see as to how they react to each other's pressure there.
Beginning of to the sort of the round match.
And so yeah, winners finals, Wirge and Yurisu will probably be played sometime after one of the losers round 6 matches, I believe. That helps give some of the players a chance to make sure they're not playing sets back to back unless it is, winners finals, losers finals, grand finals kind of thing. Because then there's only like 2 players left. Yeah. It's just like, all right, take 5 and then come back. So we are already well under. Sorry.
Signature is going for 5-0 while Blue Comet has tried to get down to the very bottom of the board, but if they manage to do so.
Yeah, very impressive 7 combo there from Blue Comet, able to stay alive with that neutralizing power. And so they've got some decently clean garbage, not to worry about as well. Sigma Zero seems to just be building right on top of all this garbage. Manages to open up that well, and so they're going to have T-Spin Tetris.
And a point goes to Sigma Zero, making it kneel to the button.
And here we go. It looks like we have L and S starts. Looks like...
Or something? Oh, no, never mind. It isn't. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, that missed out on,
Yeah, unfortunately a very early...
Another point.
Yeah, early eye misdrop, unfortunately, especially being on the second bag and not the first. Really limits your chances of kind of fix your way out of it.
Oh my god, that really like huge attacking thing right there. Taking another point.
Alright, and here we go. Looks like a ST start for this game. And it looks like Blue Comet going to be going for that PCO. Finds the perfect clear. Receives a little bit of garbage. Sigma Zero trying to make it down to that clean well, and they do successfully. Blue Comet also with a very clean well, but Sigma Zero just sent all of that PC garbage back, and that is not enough to be skimmed, or a little bit too much to be skimmed through, unfortunately.
What Blue Comet's going for?
I think Blue Comet might just be playing defensively here, trying to skim through a little bit. Which, again, as we saw from Wirch, definitely worked out in a lot of those sets. Did drop a couple to Surf there in that 8-4 that we just saw. However, they've been doing tremendously all tournament, though. I almost said all all morning, hinting at my time zone. I forgot that this is not. Oh! Unfortunate, I think Sigma Zero was trying to blitz out a DT cannon opener and had an unfortunate
I
missed
saw
up
that,
there.
but I thought I initially thought he was popping out on purpose. I know it's against the rules, but that can happen.
Yeah, Blue Comet trying to find ways to skim, but unfortunately made a hole in the stack, which made it really difficult to try and fill out that well. And it's like Sigma Zero starting to run away with it here. 6-0 lead at the moment. And it looks like we're going to be seeing a center full wide from Sigma Zero. There we go, as the combo is going strong. And looks like a 20 combo.
Yeah, that's not huge.
Yeah, not able to find any sort of Tetris or anything after the fact. If they were, that Tetris would have had an insane multiplier on it and probably would have just ended the match right then and there. Again, but because that wasn't in the cards in terms of garbage, that is going to work well for Blue Comet as they're able to work through all that garbage there.
Yeah,
Blue Comet going to take their first win.
Looks like Sigma Zero ensnared themselves by using the full, So far, anyone who used the full has all lost a round. Yeah. Really good.
Well, I'll also be willing to bet that some of them have also won a round too. But yeah, one of the things that comes to mind with Sigma Zero's, because I think Sigma Zero is also, I believe, the only player we've seen do 4-wide, because they've also done it on very specific random bag strats. So Sigma Zero has really only led with center 4-wide. Had there been like a really awkward SC start or like an ST start that they couldn't really find a good solution to. So it seems like it might be kind of like a unreliable sorts of like a backup opener kind of thing.
Well, they're going back and forth with a lot of donations. It looks like Blue Comet had maybe a minor mistake. Yeah, donations, I guess, they might have done it on purpose, but I don't know. But
that's tight.
Yeah, that's
skimming through it.
Yeah, that is really unfortunate. From Blue Comet, taking another point, which makes it 2-7. Match point to Sigma Zero.
INS perfect TKI start there, as it looks like Sigma Zero is already well underway with their board currently. Manages to get a lucky garbage well, opens it up, and that's a very quick 9 spike there for Blue Comet. Blue Comet's actually comboing a little bit through all this garbage. Again, has to be careful because 1 spike here at the top of the board with poor stacking options, poor skimming options can really put a damper on your ability to.
Oh, never mind. 20 of spike from Blue Comet, able to retrieve a point from Sigma Zero.
And that is what happens when you have a good down stack fundamental.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, good options there. And so Sigma Zero looking to maintain some 6-3 stacking there. Might not have found a good TKI opener or center 4-wide, and so kind of just going back to the raw fundies. Again, I think we've only seen TKI or center 4-wide out of Sigma Zero, so it kind of might, they might be a bit of a future Tourney there. Just, either opener or just, T-spin stacking in the center.
But who knows? He might be able to you know he might be able to perform any other tournaments like you know I mean openers like SCTC you know or 16 or any other openers like you can even know. But anyway, Sigma Zero takes the round, moving up to top 6. With the
Yeah,
results,
some unfortunate placements high up there from Blue Comet.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely has some good stacking, but Sigma Zero able to retaliate enough garbage that, unfortunately for Blue Comet, was not able to fend off. Or, oh, actually, looking back, I think it was 2 missed drops. Sorry. Never mind.
Yeah, you know, you can mix up. You know, it's really an intense match that my brain falls a lot than usual.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and so that will help fill out the top side of losers top 6 as Sigma Zero is going to be facing off against Zeph, which has this matchup happened yet? I'm trying to remember, did Sigma Zero face, I think Sigma Zero lost to Zeph. I'm trying to remember, looking back in bracket. Sorry guys, hold on, I'll find it. Yeah, so Sigma Zero did not get to face, or no, this is a rematch. Because yeah, Zeph beat Sigma Zero in winners round 3, I think. And so they'll be rematching their losers top 6 for a chance to face the winner of Mickey and whoever else will fill out the bottom side of losers top 8. Yeah, unfortunately that side of bracket is going on a little bit longer still.
Oh, never mind.
Just catching up with a couple of games.
It's been updated, by the way.
Oh, okay. Oh, did that game get finished? Between, I hope it did. So, yeah, in all honesty, we could probably stream that match then, as long as that one is ready.
Yep.
I feel bad because I'm pretty sure Nano is going to be coming right off of a win from losers bracket as well. So they're just going to have to go, 2 games right in a row.
It looks like there's going to be a U-ranked match.
Alright,
the fact that they're like your 500 points difference. But they're AP and TPS, let alone BS, doesn't have any conspicuous difference between each other.
Yep, and so...
Yeah, all I can say is that this is going to be another interesting match. Low-level match.
Well, low level is subjective.
I'm saying that you was low, by the way. I'm still stuck in high SS, but
Yep, I'm in that gang as well. Well, mainly I'm in the unranked gang. That's my bigger bigger pool. But yeah, I have still yet to reach a U rank. So again, we're not saying these players are bad. It's subjective compared to some of these matches.
Yeah, it's kind of a comparison. It's kind of a comparison to what the matches we just had, Get that wrong. If you're inside my our opinion video, I really want to apologize on that. Oh my god, why am I starting? Why am I getting
okay. We get what you mean, don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're all good, Andrew. But yeah, so again, a little bit of discrepancy there. So yeah, Nano probably getting a little bit close to X in terms of their PR there. Talk about Fruit. I don't think we've actually seen them so far in this tournament. I believe they're also a 9 seed, so I think they pulled an upset to make it in the top 8. Which again, congratulations. Love to see those performing above average. You can just think of other things I can get at. I'm trying to remember think which game we saw Nano in. I think it might have been one of the round 2 matches, but then we didn't see them. Yeah, it looks like Talk About Fruit has its very slight speed advantage potentially. again, I'd say for my best guess, Talk About Fruits has to try and push that speed advantage if they can. Otherwise, I think Nano is gonna be a little bit more efficient there, as Nano could potentially run away with this. And
Let's
here we
find
go.
out.
INT start. Looks like not quite a TKI. A little bit of pass through, but that's a terrible misdrop, unfortunately, with the S piece. Gonna be hard to clean up, and too much garbage, maybe not.
That was kind of a bummer, you know. They were like one piece away if we could get it down to the board.
Mm-hmm.
Looks
Yep.
like
Again, very
both
very
of
good
both
from.
of those guys are both going for TKI or something, but oh, never mind.
Well, now they're going for TKI.
I think that was a kind
Or
of
at least,
or something.
Yeah. And looks like Default is Nano's putting on a lot of pressure there. Talk About Fruits getting pushed up pretty high up on the board. Has to be really careful with how they down stack through this.
Wow. Default not going for a pro back-to-back combo, by the way. He really is remarkable.
And
Oh my god.
two T-spins on combo. Trying to find a way.
Yeah. Even with the remarkable T2 combo, he still had to go offer another point to, you know, Taka.
And it looks like I think we've got MS2 stacking from Talk About Fruit. Nano went for a PCO, couldn't quite find it. I think Talk About Fruit
is going for a Gambushiro, another well-known, you know, PC
Sure.
opener.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't make it.
Oh, does Gamo also have that opening like MS? I keep forgetting if like Gamoshiro or MS2 because I know those are really similar.
Mm-hmm.
Might have misread that.
You know,
One.
they're highly likely to have a PC attack to the opponent, you know, than any other openers. Even though it's comparably higher.
Looks like both players again just kind of building up those two-spin Tetrises there. Talk About Fruit able to get one on combo. That's going to do quite a bit there to Nano, but Nano able to also use all of that in return to sender fashion. Unfortunately, has to throw a piece over to the top there, which is going to force them to have to down stack a little bit.
Second out, Alpha going for a 9-0 stacking followed by a 2 seconds attack by, well, Tiponato has just found a way out for the heat of garbage. Oh, but it was up. And it's like they made a misdraw.
Skimming through,
Yep.
finding some options there. Gets a triple into a Tetris. And Talk About Fruit is not able to send a lot here, given this recent pressure there from Nano digging out. As Nano is now back to, almost back to ground zero, has got a Tetris as the garbage waiting for them, but it's all clean. Nothing much to worry about there, and they open the well. They are sitting pretty at the moment. However, Talk About Fruit, able to send a little bit of quick pressure there. Make sure that Nano is not able to send any drastic spikes to them.
Back and forth, even the, oh, never mind. People now has accepted a lot of garbage to prove right now. But Fruit has somehow managed to retaliate the attack and cancel out some of the garbage that, you know, Nano has sent. And there goes another neck and neck situation between two players. Both of them really efficient. Really exceptional at down stacking as well. Yeah.
Nano able to get back down to ground level in almost no time at all. Unfortunately, spending the eyepiece there is going to do it for Talk About Fruit, as it sits 2-2 in the set. Funnily enough, that round was, I believe, about 2.5 minutes, so that was one of our longer rounds.
Okay, both of them are going for. Oh, never mind. It was like for made a mistake and they cost them a point. Another point goes to Nano.
So it looks like Nano maintaining trying to hold on to a lead here for the set.
Looks like
I think there's a little bit of a potential PC option continuation from that TKI. Didn't work out, unfortunately, for them. But talking about Fruit definitely still has quite a bit of pressure on their field.
And this looks like if Nana had no other choice but to, make a hole in the build. They managed to find a way out, 45, 8 multiple T-spin players.
Talk about Fruit's got a pretty nice looking stack there, able to get some down stacking.
Yep.
Also managing to open up that well while Nano was in the process of their own accepting garbage. As talk about Fruit, keeping it up, not losing anything here. So 3-3 between Nano and Fruit.
Both of them were going for TKI. Oh, never mind. Taka wasn't. Looks like they made a misdrop there.
Yep, and
oh my god,
thank goodness for that Tetris, but there's an IP preventing them from getting down to their well.
A single misdrop while going down to get access to the well, cost him a point again.
Unfortunately, yep. It's just again, these players are so good at reacting to each other's port states and such that one ill-timed misdrop can mean the difference between survival and topping out. And you can.
And by the way, I'm actually here. I'm actually listening to the live reaction of the side commentators, and when there's like a misdrop or anything, there's like something like a.
Nope, and we've got a wonderful, I believe, 6-spin from Talk About Fruit into some more T-spins there. Nano at least able to.
Yeah, somehow manages to survive, even though it's like a ceiling attack.
Yeah, very impressive stuff. That was a lot of APM there from Talk About Fruit very quickly, and Nano was able to neutralize it almost entirely. And so now, getting into a bit of mid-game here.
Yeah, going back and forth as usual. Oh, so with an impressive donation there. Oh, never mind. It looks like they may have made a mistake while trying to get a touch that the SPC in.
And able to still get a fair amount on the combo there. There we go. Nano now sending a lot of garbage from most of that retaliation. And so Nano's starting to pull away a little bit. 3 straight games.
Looks like Shackle Tapakins going for a PC attack while Nano's going for a CPI. They had a breaking, they did a combo.
Able to still skim through it, so able to stay alive here at the moment for the time being. Sets up a T-spin there, able to counter Talk About its recent Tetris there. Again, some very clever use of stacking at a good enough speed. It's not too slow where they're getting topped out, but it's also not too fast where they're sending garbage to Talk About Fruit, and then Talk About Fruit just immediately tops them out with no sort of defense. And so that looks like Nano again gonna have a nice tuck there to get the SP sim clean. Going to end back to back there. However, they pick it right back up with 2 quick T-spins and a Tetris there. Unfortunately, gonna have to break it yet again. But Talk About Fruit has not been sending too many really strong spikes there, and so Nano's able to kind of use this time to down stack, like Talk About Fruit has been as well, to make sure that they're not in a terrible position there.
I had to say, it looks like both of the players are, actually gonna make taking a lot for considerable amount of time before taking into action as they're not gonna move with or something, they actually are on the side of caution, you know. So they can open a way out, even though they make a terminal drop or something. That's like, you know, that's my sentiment. By the way, yeah, that's all. That's the game. Just like have a CSD attack.
And a bit of a,
Yeah.
fortunately, Nano, 2 quick misdrops in succession. And so talk about Fruit going to get some points, a little bit of momentum there back as they're able to bring it to 4-6. As it looks like they're going to be going for 6-spin here. They do find the all clear, and I think Nano might have also done 6-spin. I didn't check.
It's like that go PC attack became liquefied or something. Yeah, they canceled out. They all canceled out.
Yep, I looked on Nano's board. It was yeah. So they actually both did 6-spin. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that earlier.
It looks like even the side commentators are actually, you know, taken aback by the fact that both PC attacks got canceled out. Oh, never mind. Yeah.
That's so unfortunate. Nano was 1 line away from being able to set up double T-spin triple cannon there. They had the setup there, but talk about Fruit able to see that and make sure to send all the garbage that was necessary. In all honesty, though, yeah, they had 2 pieces coming up as well. Honestly, one of the most heartbreaking moments I've seen today.
Really? Let's look at the pool right now. Taka's going for 5 seconds with a T-spin donation ready. Fires a T-spin attack with another T-spin double.
Nano able to neutralize that.
Yeah, neutralize it.
Just kind of down stacking through. Getting a solid combo setup as well. There we go. Talk about Fruit now going to get their own combo as well. As
not the nice out step for Nano again. Followed by a and then tactical kill of second to Nano. While looks like they're talking about Fruit's holding the card quite she's up, right? Like Amatala.
yeah, unfortunately, there's too many tall stacks there on talk about Fruit's board, so now I'm gonna take that. There was a really awesome moment there. I didn't get a chance to comment on it, but Nano opted out of the T-spin double for a T-spin single so that they could combo through to it into another T-spin, and so they ended up being a lot more efficient. Letting so. Okay, I think this might be.
What the heck are they doing right now?
Nano is. Yeah, I think Nano is waiting to send the all clear. No, all right, trying to mix up, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. You know, I'm actually flabbergasted.
Yeah, the Tetrio pass through and other mechanics do make it quite a bit confusing.
I'm not sure, but I'm not sure, but they're trying to low the opponent. You know, that he wasn't able to make.
There goes some good down stacking through. That's a Tetris on down stack plus some more from Nano side.
Yes, and that's game. Before Nano advances to the next round.
Yep, Nano, wonderful stuff there. Yeah, as Chad's mentioning, a 29 spike there. On how long of a combo was it? Okay, so there was a 6 combo and then a follow-up as well. Very, very good stuff there. If you want to move on from a match into top 6, that is definitely a way to do it there.
Yep.
So Nano taking the win there, 8-5 over Talk About Fruit. Talk About Fruit out at 7th. Again, well done to Talk About Fruit and Blue Comet as well for getting top 8. Now I think we're probably going to be moving into Leisure's top 6, where I believe might have had the matches in the order. So I guess Sigma Zero is probably going to be facing Mickey, and then Zeph facing the aforementioned Default Nick. So, yeah, I think Mickey and Sigma Zero pretty close in TR as well. Mickey being #1 in their country. Always love seeing that the purple there. It's a nice little. I always think it's really cool to see there, and Sigma Zero actually being second in in their own. So both being top 2 within their. Actually, wait, are they same region?
Yeah, they're all in the same region. And by the way, I'm the only non-South side person who's in the room right now. Oh, never mind. Not of Hong Kong.
Okay. So I was gonna say, yeah, because it might be, yeah, with Mickey and Sigma Zero just being top 2 in, you know, obviously not top 1 and top 2 seed here, but top 1 and 2 in, Thai. So potentially the most intense battle of Tetrio that Thailand can see within constraints of regional matchmaking.
You know, by the way, I actually watching the practice of Toss Asia 18 right now, and they're already at grand finals right now.
Oh my.
Yeah, you know, there's another tournament that's been kicked off at the very same time they decide tournament again, and this is and that's what I've mentioned. You know, Toss Asia 18. And by the way, you know, the head of the PGIO, the head of the PGIO amateur weekly is the one who made the second arena, you know, able to come this fall. They got so asked for 30,000, by the way.
Oh really?
Yeah. Yeah, one of the contributors, by the way.
That's awesome. Alright, so I assume the room communications are underway. Yep, so losing this match will be placed out at 5th place for the tournament. Winner moves on to top 4, which will then essentially be facing both the victors of losing top 6. But I think after that we'll be streaming winners finals.
Oh, okay, that's what I was going for. We're actually aiming for a PC clip, but it doesn't matter, it's just
I think Sigma Zero actually had the PCO or the PC opportunity with like the extra Tetris from Mickey's Garbage. Actually, nope, never mind. I stand corrected. If the eyepiece would have come early, they would have had it. Unfortunately, they were not able to get it. However, able to still.
Yeah, they're really good get going forward back and forth right now.
Yep, with those back-to-backs, nice 12-line spike from Sigma Zero. As Mickey is currently trying to open up that well, manages to do so. Unfortunate T-piece misdrop there, so that's going to impact some of that efficiency. As looks like they're going to set that overhang there for the Z-piece. Very nice tuck. Able to cleanly get through with an 11-line spike through a combo as well. So that is really excellent because it also frees up their field in terms of getting back to their well.
I was thinking myself has a lot of, you know, clean garbage to, you know, get down and send a lot of attacks and make it right now, which he does, but oh, never mind. So it's like another point goes to Mickey. And by the way, oh my god.
Oh, that. Nope. We'll get it on the right. We'll get it on the right side eventually. One stream. Don't worry. It will happen. And Mickey getting the color clear during that time. Looks like they set up a
09.
Guess that's a delayed STSD. Mickey able to clear that out. Both players pretty low up on the board. Mickey definitely having a lot more ammunition to work with here.
17 line attack
can't-
from Mickey, which will top. Yeah, Sigma 0 out. Another point goes to Mickey. Which
Yeah,
makes
Mickey ending
move
the-
3.
Oh, here we go. SNC. What's the opener? And looks like we've got.
Another one.
Oh
Yeah, it's actually
Hey.
a snare. It's actually saying a snare to themselves, but we'll.
Oh my goodness! And there's a Tetris there in the middle of the combo.
He actually pulled it off. Remarkable.
Yeah, the multiplier on combos can be really beneficial, especially if you're able to find a Tetris through it. And yeah, Sigma Zero able to get their first win, and just as quickly, Mickey having a quick 2 perfect clears and bringing that lead back to +3 on their favor.
As though they were having a revenge against the boy attack they received. Oh my god!
Perhaps.
Double PPC.
And looks like Sigma Zero able to combo through most of that attack, so they're going to be neutralizing just fine here.
Yep. Okay, now I'm trying to make Mickey feel like,
Ooh, and that's
that commentary that I'm very elated by it right now.
trying to find a way to set up. I think that was supposed to be a fractal. Gonna have to compromise there, unfortunately. Able to still get through this deck, and finding 2 T-spins as well, plus a Tetris. Still receiving garbage. Sigma Zero trying to put on pressure. Mickey has done a fantastic job managing to neutralize here.
Yeah, his donation skills as well, a little down stack is really phenomenal, Like, the fact that they're able to think of it in a matter of seconds, it's really impossible unless you have a built-in muscle memory you've set from your experience. You sat for like years of practice along with trials and errors. Oh my god,
Yep. A little bit of a continual T-spin there from Mickey.
May Sigma Zero offer another point to Mickey. Mickey in 1-5.
And so looks like Sigma Zero just going for some. I think this is 5-4 or 4-5 stacking. Sorry. So just going to be typical T-spin Tetrises through the middle there. Looks like now they're going to be in the middle of down stacking, so their well is going to be all over the place. Mickey also trying to get through a bit of garbage as well. Doesn't really want too much on the board, especially if it's pretty cheesy. But setting up a T-spin triple kick into which I guess ends up being a C-spin. I didn't look at the garbage. Manages to pull that off. Sigma Zero doing a good job of neutralizing, making sure not to get spiked there. So again, no player really getting an edge at this point in the match as we approach our 1 minute mark there. Mickey setting up yet another T-spin triple setup there. Could potentially...
With the down to the very bottom of the board, and that was really one of a kind.
And we're starting to see that little bit of a speed advantage there for Mickey, able to get some of that down stacking complete. Getting close to 3 PPS in this game, actually.
Yeah, getting over 3 PPS constantly is really one of the challenges that even you rank players as well as experienced players face. Even particularly as far as I know. I know it's kind of a extreme cases, but I've seen experienced players whose ever PPS is way below than 2.0. They're actually a member of 4, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah. And back to the game, but right now, Sigma Zero fighting a good fighting a way out and downside is actually the very bottom of the board. While Mega CC has each had looks like the biggest is here had a very same situation. Gets out for the heap of garbage. Fires a lot of damage to the opponent.
Then Sigma Zero actually clawing back a little bit there. I believe 2 or 3 straight. Gonna pull this back to 3-5, demonstrating to Mickey that this is not going to be a free win for them. Gonna have to earn this victory. So again, I think Sigma Zero just going with the freestyle, not really going for any openers, which again in various other Tetris games may seem quite odd, but just due to the mechanics of the garbage, honestly might be worth it. And again, gets another game with it. 4-5, still Mickey's favorite.
You know, even though I wasn't able to keep an eye on the bashes right now.
Okay. Yep, and so Mickey following up that TKI with that continuation there. Sigma Zero getting the color cleared, as well as another Tetris there on down stack. Mickey has a little bit of a shaky stack, but should be able to clean it up pretty okay, considering Sigma Zero doesn't have too much to work with in terms of spike material. However, Mickey now trying to deliver a spike. Sigma Zero managing to deliver a 19 spike of their own, but most of that was dealt in neutralizing. And Mickey, unfortunately, with another bad sequence of misdrops there. Sigma Zero actually going to tie this up 5-5. Here we go. We have T and S starting off. And it looks like Mickey going for an all-clear setup. Sigma Zero was able to get a Tetris, but not before Mickey got a second all-clear. As Mickey taking the lead back, making sure Sigma Zero does not have the lead in the set. And here we go. Sorry. So Sigma Zero able to get Tetris there. Mickey got a little bit lower on that right side, but able to dish out some T-spins just fine. Setting up a T-spin triple kick that leads into a fractal. Setting up a donation on top of the second half of the fractal. This is 5 back-to-back.
As I think Sigma Zero can't kind of keep up with the CI Mickey's, you know. False, you know, strive when it comes to even when it comes, especially when it comes to, you know, triple PC openers, which we have seen, you know, a few rounds before.
And so Sigma Zero has to win the next 2 to push it to tiebreaker. Otherwise,
not
Mickey is
but a deuce situation.
Or deuce, yes. And with that good down stack, it looks like the defense might be...
A people famous off from Sigma, when A manages to fight a way out.
Able to get some good skims on top of the board. Unfortunately, having to keep covering up some parts of her stack.
Yeah.
This is going to be tricky to get out of, and unfortunately that J is going to lock off all access to the right side of the board. As Mickey's is going to win this set as actually in similar fashion to the last that we watched, 8-5. And so Mickey will be moving on to loser semifinals, face victor of Zeph versus Nano. So very good stuff there. Definitely saw that Sigma Zero was able to make some magic happen with the freestyle stacking at the beginning. Was able to win like 2 or 3 games, which was almost, you know, half their wins there in that set. But Mickey's ultimate advantage in speed and efficiency going to prevail there.
Let's see if the other matches available right now. Because I think they still haven't gotten into the room yet. Well, if so, in the meantime, let's give it a check out their stats again. Even though we have already looked into it, you know, at the very beginning of the stream. Okay,
so
versus default Nano.
I think
Some rank. technically X rank, while the other one is the U rank.
Yep. Nano definitely sitting pretty close to the X rank cusp there. Zeph, I believe, sitting on top of it as well, but I will say Zeph with that incredible advantage in PPS, though, almost averaging 3 PPS, likely going to be quite a speed advantage for Zeph here in the set. So I expect them to be putting that on full display here for this losers round, or what is it, losers?
Losers round 6.
Yeah, something like that.
But I have to say though, being a fast player doesn't mean that their win is 100% assured. I actually had some of the rounds, some of the particularly rounds where I was able to first race, a number of safe rank, fast players who PPS were like average PPS was like over 3.0, if I remember correctly. Yeah, what's more important is about efficiency, which is APM points as well as versus points. Oh, never mind. Oh, looks like that's over there. They're going. Their match has been already sorted.
Yep, and it looks like, unfortunately, Nano not able to find one of the perfect clears there, as Zeph basically has that, there's not much you can do to counter 2 all clears with no options to skim. So here we go into the second round. Zeph going to go immediately for T-spin opener.
Is that going for 7-2 stacking with a lot of T-spin combination, I guess?
It definitely seems like they are more than capable of continuing the 7-2. Actually going to set up a little bit of a donation there on top of that, which, again, always love to see it. And so, just looks like both players dealing with a little bit of garbage there at the bottom of their stacks, respectively. And so, looks like Zeph able to be the first one down from most of those things. Unfortunately, there's a couple of misdrops there. That eyepiece is going to be really bad, unfortunately, for them. They're going to have to find a way to get through a lot of pieces in order to skim through this, and it looks like they're able to, thankfully.
Oh, but another...
And unfortunately, another 1-2, and that is unfortunately going to be it.
Yeah, that's going to be it.
As
goes to Nano.
1-1, as we have I and L start here. Both players almost T-spinning in the exact same way. Different follow-ups to the TKI, but still very effective nonetheless. And it looks like, almost going for a bit of the ST cannon, ST stacking there, just going for the T-spin factory. But not going to be continuing to do that much longer, as they are now on 4 back-to-back, but they have a very unfortunate eyepiece misdrop. Gonna have to be careful with how they get through this. The back-to-back does help put pressure on Nano, but now that they've had to, sacrifice that for the sake of clean stacking.
Wasn't Nano's on the night as far while Zeph was just striding, setting a lot of the T-spin and touching attack. And
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, I will say Zeph has definitely been running most of the momentum in this set, forcing Nano to play on their terms. However, that's a very nice spike there from Zeph, or excuse me, from Nano. I looked at the wrong tag.
Yeah, he really is. And in past match shows again that we miss out the information time to time, more often than usual.
And oh no, 2 misdrops again on Zeph's board. I'm gonna try to skim out of it, but Nano has all that waiting for them, and so Nano gonna keep this even 2-2. Game has not gone past a 1-point lead. We're gonna see if it stays that way, because if it does, we will be here forever.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh my god. Okay, looks like this Tornado has made a huge mistake. Well, oh, never mind. Someone popped out of the way where they made me to fire a single or maybe double to Zev.
Yeah, didn't really get spiked for that first miss drop, but Zeph was able to build up quite a bit. Zeph has now cashed out on most of that ammo, but has not had a lot of damage get sent over to Nano's board. Yeah, so Zeph not really able to get too much out of all of this, unfortunately. But Nano's been doing a wonderful job of mitigating all of Zeph's garbage, especially with how tremendously strong most of their attacks have been. So yeah, default Nano, actually at the bottom of the board now, and shouldn't have said anything. There's some garbage. Then again, shouldn't be too difficult for them to clean up at this point. Zeph also got a little bit of garbage, but also pretty clean. Not in a terrible spot.
Nano doesn't made an absolute decision to face against Zev right now. I have to say that Nano's board is a bit cluttered up compared to that of Zev. And it's...
Well, after a missed 180 flip. Yep, and that is a huge spike there coming in from Zeph, right in time to wipe out Nano's board there. So we've got Q and J, I believe, as it looks like Nano is now sprinting out a stick spin, waiting for one of the T-spins to go off. I don't think they wanted to clear it, mainly because I don't think they wanted Zeph to be able to counter. However, Nano is now in a pretty good spot. Zeph, unfortunately for Nano, Zeph gets to the garbage, so going to be able to retaliate. But Nano with a 17-line spike, returning that garbage right back to Zeph's board. And that is again going to be 3-3, answering for every lead that Zeph takes. Nano making sure that no other game or another ground can be gained here.
Yeah, I had to say, even in the moment the IP starter at the very end of the round, it has cost him a point. If he were able to do a Tetris career player by not misdropping the IPC, things would have turned different than what we just had. And by the way, in the meantime, Zev has taken another point. Oh my god.
Big spike.
Yeah, big spike. I haven't...
Yeah. Fortunately, I think Nano was trying to send a good spike as well, but it all just got sent right back. And there goes the double all clear for them. 15-line spike for Nano. Zeph's going to try and downstack through it, which it looks like they are somewhat able to. A little bit of combos on Nano's side to make sure that they're able to keep this alive. As they are comboing through a little bit, going to bail on the combo so they can get another 11-line spike following.
Let's see. It looks like Nano hasn't had a clean well right now. While Zeph is trying to send a cellular attack to Nano, right? Nano going for T-spin double, while Zeph is going for T-spin double as well, but oh my god, Nano
getting an 11-line spike.
Yeah,
gonna try and put the eyepiece in.
Yeah, takes another point for Nano. Let's say that
there we go.
This could be the very first match that goes to like that
goes to deuce.
Yeah, goes to deuce.
Oh, and a misdrop there from Zeph, unfortunately. Looks like Nano has almost has the fractal. Going to still be able to get a T-spin double out of it, but had to build a little bit extra there to get that off. And well, that's
Another point goes to
Simple 8-line spike there from Oh, shoot! I really hope I didn't miss this. Yeah. So, Tallest, thank you so much for the raid there. Currently, we are into losers top 6 to Trio Tai Tour season 3. Currently, we've got I think Tag might be on the opposite side. Zeph is on right, Default Nano is on left. And then I think after this match, we'll be taking a look at winners finals between.
Yeah, just that's what I call
Okay, hold on. Do I still have the bracket listed? I'm gonna recopy battle filing just in case people are looking for it.
I'm not sure about the. I'm not sure if any participants in tournament can go up to like 60 PS.
I'd be surprised if it happens.
Yeah. Me too. Okay.
Not to say it's not possible. Oh wow! So Zeph is actually starting to some very quick games, starting to run away a little bit.
While we are appreciating the fact that they're going to take out of Amateur Weekly has rated our stream. Zeph have already taken like 3 points from Nano, which is quite fast.
Zeph has turned on a new engine trying to end the set here and now. Trying to combo a little bit through it, getting those T-spins and Tetrises as necessary. Nano is still skimming a little bit, able to get some T-spins here and there, but not getting the best things here for them, unfortunately. And again, Zeph just continuing this aggression here in this game 12. So they're able to get, I believe, T-spin double there as well. Gonna have to set up a little bit of an overhang. This is a really aggressive build, able to get a T-spin double as well. And unfortunately, Nano not having too many good options to dig through. Manages to find a way to their well that's going to keep them alive for the time being. And Zeph all the way back down, kind of sprinting out almost 3 PBS here. Unfortunately, they're so low that they don't have a lot to work with, except a little bit of garbage in order to retaliate some. And Nano is running out of same options.
Yeah, Zeph takes a victory with the score, let's see, 84? 84.
Yep, and so Zeph with a wonderful job there. They are going to move on to the semifinals, where it is going to be between Mickey and Zeph. Both these players went out in winner semifinals, so that'll be interesting to see them match up for the first time here. Take a minute. Oh, okay. I was wondering why I couldn't hear you for a second. Okay.
Yeah,
That's good. I was like, ah.
I need to monitor everything, you know, like the physical chat, as well as the Pixel ATC stream, as well as the headline screen, in order to, you know, do the good, make a transition to the other scene at the perfect moment.
And so we will be moving this broadcast on to our winners finals match, which is Wurch versus Yorisu. Both these players 24,900. Both players also unranked, funnily enough, unless I'm missing something. And so this will be a very interesting match. Yorisu only dropping 1 match to Mickey there. Wurch managing to play faster and more aggressive the longer the longer that they have been in winners. So going to see if Wurch is going to be playing even faster, even more aggressive there. Again, was the 1 seed for a very good reason. Yurisu also for good reason being in top 2. And yeah, both players averaging over 100 APM. This is going to be very, very quick I don't know how to phrase. Well, is it quick? I'm trying to think of how to phrase just a lot. There's gonna be a lot of garbage sent. We'll put it that way.
Like burying their opponent with a heap of garbage, or
Likely to be a very aggressive game.
Yeah,
Let's put it that way.
Someone's going to bury others' epitaph or something. I know it's kind of more thing, but never mind. Sorry if you're offended, by the way. Yeah, I just had some mention about some mobile things that could affect some people. They lose their matches ago. Has just been sorted. And the finals started in 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright. I'm just gonna put bracket in.
You're just going for a PC clear.
Oop, and that's a bit of a rough mess up there on Yuri's board. Managing to still get T-spins out of it, but unfortunately, Worst waits it out and then sends the garbage. So here we go into game 2, almost identical leads from that first bag. I believe it might have been a
different follow-ups, I guess.
Yeah, the follow-ups are definitely where the uniqueness of these builds start to shine. And just like that, Yuri proving that their follow-up was superior. And it looks like we have L and I start, both players again in identical openings, differing follow-ups to those openings. And so Wurcht getting on that back-to-back hype train, currently on a 5 streak, setting up an STSD, but getting so much garbage that they almost top out. Now, unfortunately, has to down stack a little bit through it, and Yuri is low enough that they're able to get down on the board. So Yuri gonna take a 2-1 lead over Wurcht here. I believe this is also the first time Wurcht has not been winning during the set. So a little bit thrust into new territory here. So you've got all clear there from Wurcht. Yuri gonna have to down stack through it to get to the well, which they do so. And a bad misdrop there from Wurcht for it, as Yuri gonna take another game.
Yeah, that really is a bummer, that 2 misdrops at the very beginning of the round had cost him another point.
Unfortunately, yeah, it's just these players are playing at such speeds that stopping to think for 1 second is more often than not going to result in either a T-spin or a Tetris getting sent. And so just like that, well, a 16 spike there from Wurcht, even though they're extremely high up on the board, gonna push Yuri up. Yuri and Wurcht both very high up on the board. Yuri's
managed to go down at the very same time, I guess, which also made a canceling out. Oh my!
Bit of a misdrop.
Made another misdrop, but oh my! Managed to find a way out. Oh god!
Both players playing at the top of the board, and when the smoke clears, Wurcht remains intact. So Wurcht's gonna get their second one of the set. We have a TL start for these players. And it looks like, never mind, I don't know what Yuri's opener is.
Has pulled up a PC opener, followed by, another point goes to Shay.
Yep, and Wurcht going to even things back up, bringing it back to 3-3, showing why they have been seeded first in this tournament, does not want to let this go to waste.
So again, gosh, wish I could understand tides so that I can explain what's happening in this high tide commentary.
There we go, and Wurcht doing an excellent job of showing why you don't need to send a Tetris if you don't have to. Accepting a good spike from Yuri and sending a 20-line spike back. Yuri unfortunately having no defenses for that attack there. So we can see we're
starting with T-spin donations, while Virgie is trying to get down to the board, which they manages to do so.
And Yuri looks like still stuck in a little bit of a down stack. Does manage to get back down to ground zero. But Orch has a lot of ammo to work with. 15 lines, and unfortunately there's no skim offense available. Orch going to take a 5th win here in set. So we're...
What do the players are going for? Oh, no, they up out of it.
Nope. At a 16 spike and Catch was worked off guard, doesn't have any opportunities to burn. So Yurisu going to sneak in that 4th win for them as well. Could very well make it 2 deuce. And Wirch, unfortunately, I think the T-piece was a little bit too low, and again, just some unfortunate misplays at the beginning of the set, and Yurisu has brought it back to 5-5 after a 4-game win streak from Wirch.
Yeah, I definitely saw Wirch a bit at the very beginning of the round, you know. Maybe because of the bad fact that they misplaced, misdropped a piece. Even though it was a minor one. And just like they're going back and forth once again.
Oh, and Yurisu, I believe, gets the Finn to win there. Unfortunately, in this spike from Wirch, it is not a win. Wirch going to be taking it 6-5. Only needs two wins now for the set, unless we get to deuce. Yuri trying to make it as quick as possible. Sending some very good quick pressure there. 5 followed by 10. With another quad there. Back-to-back is at 4. An unfortunate misdrop there that not only doesn't send lines, but also breaks back-to-back. Getting pressured quite hard from Wirch. Wirch has a beautiful stack to work with. And unfortunately, Yuritsu is getting very, very high up. As Wirch currently leading 7-5. It is match point for Wirch here for winners finals. We have an L&J start. Looks like Wirch going to be leading with that PCO. Does not get any option there for it. However, it manages to get a color clear on the way down. Could have been an all clear, but thankfully Yurisu was sending enough garbage there to counter.
Trying to fire up like humongous attacks to their opponents. Looks like okay, you lose a 5 looking for a
and that's one T-piece misdrop from Wirch, but turns it into a T-spin triple, but still gets spiked really hard by Yurisu. Yurisu gonna pick up another win, 1 game away from pushing it into deuce. Wirch wanting this game to end right now and seal their place into grand finals, as it looks like Yurisu is going for a stick spin. Not going to be getting the all clear, but that is a huge spike and not a lot of ways to burn through, and Wirch going to take advantage of that. Wirch going to win the set, and I believe the closest we've had all stream, 8-6. Wirch and Yurisu, very, very good performances from both players. As unfortunately for Yurisu, going to be awaiting facing a player in losers finals. Wirch making it to grand finals is, I think according to Pixel, guaranteed at least 6 months of supporter for Tetrio. Yep.
I don't know, compared to that of, Toss, but I understand, so, as though the one want to toss the first fire into chaos because of the fact that their event is not an open event like Typhoning we're saving right now. And along with the fact that we face a lot of sandbaggers as well as, smurfers in order to take advantage of the ranked cap tournaments.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed a trend in some of those. With there's been a lot of people in the Tetrio community working on ways around that and figuring out things. how to detect smurfing and other forms of I guess you could probably fall it under bracket rigging, but. Alright, Alright, and so looks like so Mickey versus Zeph. Again, Mickey being number 1 in their region. Zeph currently unranked, but still has a lower TR than Mickey at the moment. I believe this is, aside from Lurched, I think this is the highest TR player that Zerf has had to face this tournament. If they top Mickey, they'll go on to face Yurisu, which I believe is also unranked. So I think Mickey might be the highest current ranked player in this tournament.
Yep. Even though there was some of the 34.992 players in the participants list, as far as I know. I think that's words, right? I need to give that a check, though. But please, I just got the comment from Mickey that his fingers are about to, about to die.
Yep, I see. You're all gonna do great. Don't worry. Just do your best. That's all anyone asks. All anyone can ask is just do best. Do best.
A lot of peace donations as well as Tetris attacks here and there, while Mickey made a minor misdrop. Even a minor one can cost them a point. Okay,
it looks like
for a peace donation followed by Tetris. Kind of a clever move there.
It pulls it off, and Zeph is definitely much higher up on the board, so I'd say that move was worth it. Zeph going to be able to get a Tetrathon down stack, potentially another one as well. But in that time, Mickey is sending even more garbage, trying to keep up that pressure, but some unfortunate P sequences making it a little bit less than favorable here in this instance. Again, both players remaining around halfway up the board. Not entirely deprived of resources. They do have quite a bit that they can use, but not the most easily accessible or easily buildable.
Since they're having a net magical so far, given by the fact I mentioned before, even a single misstep can cost them a point. I think I'm saying this a lot of times, like as I'm a robot or something.
I mean, yeah, it seems like it, but it's true.
Yeah, I'm just saying factual details about, as well as the factual information about the tournament thing in general. As well as the fact that we're running into a lot of these situations quite a lot of times.
That is crazy. Oh, I was gonna say that is crazy, and then I saw the eyepiece misdrop. It's also crazy, but it's a little bit tight to build around.
And the first point goes to Mickey. Mickey 0-1.
There we go. TI start. Both identical builds. Good. Sorry, I feel like I'm a little behind on Discord. I think I want to make sure I'm still. Still good. Okay. Sorry for that little blip.
Alright, I was about to go to the laboratory because of the fact that I cannot. I drank a lot of water, like 1 liter or.
I know. I have to. I understand.
Yeah, I'll be right back in a moment. Sorry,
okay,
guys.
it looks like I'm holding. It's okay. I'll hold on the fort. Maybe we'll try. All right. So hope you guys enjoy being stuck with me. So here we go. We are well underway. Game 3. Nice Tetris there on down stack from Mickey, getting a 10 spike despite still being really high up on the board. Zeph not finding too good of a way to fill out their side of the board. As Mickey with a 13-line spike on down stack, Mickey getting game 3. Zeph still has yet to get up on the board here for loser semifinals, as we have a J and Z start. Looks like Zeph going for PCO, finding the perfect clear, and also getting the second one as well. Going to skim through on Mickey's board, but unfortunately a misdrop is going to make that really, really tight to get out of. Somehow able to do so, that speed definitely helping Mickey here. But another T-piece misdrop is going to make this borderline impossible, as Zeph going to get their first win on the board with those unfortunate misdrops there from Mickey's side of the field. Here we go, O and J starts. Almost identical playing fields here, only difference being that continuation, as we've seen so many players here in Tai Tour.
And looks like Zeph has made a 9 on the stuff there, but managed to get out from it.
Welcome back.
Yeah, you know, and that was natural. It wasn't it?
Alright, it looks like Mickey is getting quite high up on the board. Skim options are running out, and unfortunately I think there was a trying to play too fast there, trying to get out of it, and I think there was a misdrop there that ended Mickey there. And so, Zeph taking 2 games so far, which in fact are the last 2 games that have been played, so Zeph could potentially have a little bit of momentum there. And see if they're able to ride with it.
Oh wow, that's a lot amount of garbage from attack and Zeph, but Mickey found a way to get out of it, and manages to receive a point from Zeph, making it.
Managing to get that, yeah, keeping some back-to-back there was really, really useful there for Mickey. Yeah, it looks like Mickey just doing some, would have been doing some 9-0, but misdrops happen. as it be. And Zeph also pretty low on the board, so not too many like building strats to go for there other than just simple T-spin setups. The raw fundies, as I like to call it. Well, as many people call it, but I also enjoy calling it that. So both players seem to be spiking each other. I think there's a bit of pass-through.
Yeah.
As the pieces are getting very high up on Zeph's side of the stack. Mickey's as well, but Zeph in the danger zone. However, Mickey does have a hole. Mickey's got to try and find a way to get through, but unfortunately that hole is going to cause a lot of problems in down stacking. And so Zeph's going to take their third of the set. As there we go, Z and S. We're going to see what builds we see here. And well, we've got misdrop opener from Zeph, and it looks like we had I think a TKI still from Mickey there. So yeah, despite that early misdrop there from Zeph is still maintaining high APM there. Hasn't really lost out on.
I'm going for a DP mid-game DP. That's kind of marvelous thing.
You gotta always be very careful.
Trying to get that position button with the gold. With some up stacking. With a number of goals.
Oh, and a 16 spike there from Mickey, plus another Tetris to follow up, and a T-spin double for good measure. That is going to be Mickey's 5th of the set. Only needs to win 3 more now in order to get back to, or get up to losers finals. Well, we're already in loser finals.
Yeah.
Or about to be.
Yeah, I have to say that the one thing that one thing that I'm surprised by the fact by the advanced players like high yield and low X ranks, right, is that they seem to have had the played blocks and same kind of order that as if they're just like as they're playing, and so we call it Kuseki in the game of Go. actually I had learned how to play good when I was like when I was in elementary school. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you've heard of AlphaGo, who one of the you know go AI robostats that you know has to demolish the whole human role you know board games along with chess and swords.
Have I heard it? Wait, I might not
Yeah,
have.
that was like 8 years ago. That was like 8 years ago.
I was like trying to think. I was like, wait, hold on. It's like, there's, have I not? I was like racking my brain for my childhood memories, trying to find. I was like,
I apologize for that. You know, I'm really sorry.
no, it's like, no, it's like I was just like, the database has come up empty. This isn't. How is this possible? But yeah, no, that's.
And back to the game. Looks like making have made a minor mix-up, but they. Oh, never mind.
Trying to get the eyepiece in there.
Yeah.
Oh, managing to get the skims complete.
Oh,
Still alive.
Lord.
Oh, and unfortunately not able to.
You know, they could have done.
That's true. We just need a little bit of IRS from Touch Spec Connected. But then again, there were a couple pieces there where the pieces also need to be placed above line 20, and
another
they need to spawn in on line 20.
offering a point to Zep again, making the score 5 to 5.
All right, so we've got a JI start there. TKI in mere fashion there from both Mickey and Zeph, but Zeph having a terrible misdrop, going to make it very hard to skim through as Mickey is on a tear of T-spins. And yeah, unfortunately, Zeph trying to keep up that efficiency, but it's just not enough. As Mickey going to take game 6. Only a 1-game lead going into the last couple games here for the set. As Mickey finding 2 all clears.
Yeah, that's really remarkable. Yeah. Fail topping out another point. Make the score of 5 to 7.
Oh, and a misdrop there on Mickey's board, it looks like. Gonna have to be careful making sure not to get spiked too much here at the beginning. But that's another T-piece misdrop. As Zeph is sending some heavy garbage, but thankfully Mickey is able to counteract that. Mickey not going anywhere just yet. Unfortunately for Zeph, not able to get the top out there, but is now in a lot of pressure. Has to be careful with how they downstack. Sends the Tetris there perfectly. Again, perfect timing there.
Mickey. And making the Tetris for 6.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, we might expect another,
but that's a misdrop there, and that's 2 all clears. And commentators cursing.
Again. Commentators
There's
cursing again.
3 PC on Mickey just for the extra credit. As again, another very close set. 8 to 6, Mickey's favor, however. And so that unfortunate misdrop there from Zeph against the DPC build, going to do it there. Yeah, Mickey was playing 4 PPS in that last game through that DPC build. Truly phenomenal there for that matchup. However, we are now going to see a rematch between Yurisu and Mickey here for the losers finals match. Last time this matchup occurred was in winter semis, which you can see on screen right now. That was an 8-1 in favor of Yurisu. However, Yurisu coming hot off of the game from Wirch. Mickey is off the game against Zeph, in which they have a tremendous amount of momentum there from the last couple of games. And so we're going to see if that momentum from Mickey's helps to carry over and change the flow of this current set, or if Yurisu will continue that dominant aggression and pressure that we've seen previously during the set, if they'll be able to make it back to Wirch for grand final rematch. Well, that is definitely lovely. Like get some water, get a little bit of a break, and we'll be back into it. Again, funnily enough, the first.
Wait a second. Did I had the brackets input in this? Wait a second. Yeah, I had it right. What the heck is going on?
For what, bracket or one of the other lines?
Yeah. I'm talking about the 5-5 Tourney right now. They have it corrected.
Oh, I see. Okay. Again, yeah, one of the things that interested me when we first saw this matchup in winner side was the versus score of both players was sitting on the 240 bubble. Then again, Mickey being #1 country rated X, Yurisu is unranked, so could be a little bit higher or lower depending on. It looks like Yurisu going with stick spin, Mickey going with DPC, and Yurisu having a wonderful garbage queue to deal with there. But Mickey is still quite low on the board and still dishing out a lot of T-spins there. They're able to get a 10-12 spike there as Yurisu falls to Mickey there for the first game. Mickey setting off a strong tone there with that DPC.
Yeah.
And so we've got SNZ, it looks like, heading up here.
Going for a PC opener, but that both of them failed to do so.
Yurisu almost seeming to build a center forward there a little bit from the remains, but turns it into a T-spin build there.
Yeah.
As
Wow,
Mickey,
that's a lot of garbage attack from Mickey.
Yep, cashing out on that fractal.
Okay, another goal, a point goes to Yurisu as well. Making the score 1-1.
Alright, and we have O and T pieces to start off the board here. Looks like Mickey going for, don't know if that's an opener in the center there, but gets a very high spike. Able to at least stack a little bit through it, but unfortunately, actually no, that eyepiece was not a misdrop. Sorry, my bad. I am not a top. I am not Mickey's ZCH. I'm commentating.
Yeah, there's so much thing going on right now.
There you go.
In a matter of seconds right now. So we're actually
Mickey doing some.
we're actually keeping an eye on the ball right now, but we can't say anything about it.
Mickey was down stacking with back-to-back. How was that possible?
Yeah. Oh my.
Literally broke back-to-back at like 4, and Yurisu was not able to match pace with Mickey's down stack. Which, you don't usually think of down stack as a blitz of APM, but I guess in Mickey's case, it is.
Unless you're able to, unless you're able to pull off a huge combo of, followed by a Tetris attack, it's basically impossible to get a high APM only by your down stack and such.
And UDC with some good pressure in the past couple games. Currently 2-2. Trying to look at Mickey's board, make sense of it all. Might have been a misdrop there with that L piece, but able to clean it up. Still on back-to-back. Going for a T-spin triple kick, manages to get it off, but at what cost? Never mind, that's another T-spin there on Mickey's board. And unfortunately, the T-piece cannot kick over the S there for another T-spin. Mickey, see, despite being this far off. Absolutely crazy. There we go, it looks like, oh no! And the 1-2 unfortunate misdrop combo on Mickey's board, going to make it really hard to get out of here. And unfortunately, not the right piece sequence there. Going to give a game 4, game 6 to Yurisu there. That's their 4th of the set. Here we go. T and J. Unfortunately, doesn't get the 5-line double PC on Mickey's board, but does get the 4-line. That's 3 all clears now. and Yurisu does not have too many options beyond that.
Wait. There's a full all clear in a single round, right?
I believe 3. They had some other
double
stuff in
clear
there.
With a pass-through, I guess?
Yeah. Oh, and Jurisu, unfortunately, not having good options to dig through that garbage. No eyepieces. And yeah, that's
it.
again 4 to 4. Mickey definitely showing up a lot more. Definitely with a lot more efficiency, I'd say, than the previous set that we've seen.
Yeah.
But a lot more aggression to this playstyle with some of this T-spin greed.
Yeah.
It's going to have to be digging, and Yurisu putting on enough damage to make sure that Mickey is not able to get to an eyepiece in time.
Oh, wow. I have to say that I'm lost for words. By the way. What I'm doing right now is just who someone made a misdrop, or someone made the PSD clear, and someone made find a way out of the heap of garbage or something.
Yurisu gonna finally end back-to-back there. However, Mickey is extremely
they
high up on the
find a
board.
way, you know, but they're garbage is kind of, you know, kind of cut it up, you know, which ends up, you know, offering a point to Yurisu once again, making it a full all qualified pictures. No, oh god, oh that, right. Even the Thai commentators are very, you know, losing their minds right now by the intensity of this match. Yuri is going for the technical tag and tried to top the match Nikki out, but doesn't manage to do so. And Nikki finds a way out, but looks like they haven't made a restaurant and ending up with offering another point. Yurisu make it a score of 4 to 7. Match point to Yurisu.
It looks like 6 in there from Yurisu. That's a lot of garbage on Mickey's board.
Yurisu going for full 5.
Oh, 21 spike on Mickey's board. That is a lot of damage to get through. But Yurisu manages to do so with only 1 misdrop. Nice 180 kick to keep that stat clean. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have watched that ending as much as commentating. I was just like, oh, it's. Also, just a side note, Andy. Chat was mentioning if we could turn stream up and potentially audio up. I think Word is in chat mentioned like decibel recommendations. But yeah, I didn't want to do that during the middle of the match, so I apologize, Word, that we didn't fix it right away, but didn't want to lose out on anything from the losers finals match there. And so Mickey definitely getting a lot more games than their winner semifinals match against Yurisu, but ultimately Yurisu is going to prevail that losers final set and will advance back to grand finals from losers side to face Yurisu.
Now on to the grand finals. Since you guys have already seen their Sass's you know, explanation about the 2 players, you know, I think we don't need to reiterate the information once again. I guess, you know.
I mean, yeah, it's just unranked versus unranked, but the stats speak for themselves. Over 110 APM on both, over 2.5 PPS on both, over 200 verse on both. Just phenomenal stats. Both players likely towards the middle to upper echelon of X ranks there, being 249.
Nothing much to comment on their stats except, saying except our sentiment that is jaw dropping.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible what these players are capable of. And so, I believe because it's grand finals, I think the set might be a little bit longer than first 8.
Yep.
But I don't remember.
Exactly.
Yep. And so, with Orch winning that first to 8 from winner's side, that's going to force Yorisu to win 2 longer sets here in grand finals and the bracket reset if they're going to want to prevail as victor of Tide Tour Season 3 for Trio here.
And by the way, the side commentary is currently having a commercial break right now, promoting our tournament and other tournaments we just advertised it at the very beginning. Of the stream.
Yeah, we did do that, didn't we?
Yeah, we already did that. We don't have to do that again, right?
Only if you want. I'm good with whatever.
Let me check.
Good.
Okay,
Yeah, hope you all in chat are
first to 11, win by 2.
Alrighty. Hope you all in chat are excited for this grand final set, as Andy and I surely are. I'm just waiting on a couple of last minute things, and we will get this thing underway.
I have to say though, I'm not sure if I'm saying this correctly, but it gives me the feeling that I'm daydreaming or some sort, while watching the match, watching first hand thing.
That's your what now?
Making me awestruck.
I can see it.
And by the way, it really is a bummer that we aren't able to throw any full sets like tall still because of the fact that we're only like one threshold away from becoming such affiliate. I'm really sorry for that. We'll make sure to have the set up after this match, since this match.
The shout out to us. Oh, sorry, 31 line spike. I need to focus.
Yeah.
And yeah, Yurisu does not have any good options for that one.
Yeah, that was...
Granted, many people do not have a good answer to a 31 line spike.
Yeah. Indeed. That have 12 change in Puyo.
We're just keeping that
at the very beginning of the match.
Yeah, Wirtz is now ending back to back, but putting some decent pressure on Yurisu, forcing them to be careful with your down stacking. There we go, nice T-spin well there, and thought that Wirtz was going to try and make some really crazy T-spin triple kick in the center of the board, but looks like they had a safe route out for it, which is sometimes more important than the build itself. Again, because you can build whatever T-spin triple tower you want, but if you don't get access to it, it's only as good as whatever you're able to make out for it. But having that kind of like backup option for some of these builds can be really beneficial, especially at these higher levels where the greedy plays are frequent.
Yeah, that's just massive. It's sad, like that's a game of ping pong right now. I think we were watching a game of ping pong or tennis or anything like that involved, the game system of Pong or something, you know.
Yeah, just the incredible back and forth, and a 1-2, almost 3 misdrop there on Yurisu's board. Has to be careful with the down stacking, but unfortunately options are running out as we're just continuing to put on pressure. However, they find a Tetris on down stack. That is going to do wonders for them to survive there. And now Wirtz is on the ropes with no option, as Yurisu manages to turn it around within 15 seconds
Oh, wow.
and taking their first of the set. And so it looks like TKI from both players. Again, Wirtz doing the classic accepting garbage before that first TKI T-spin. They've been doing that for quite a bit this entire tournament, and has worked out for them almost every time, as they have been able, I can English, as they've been able to get a lot of the those counter spikes in.
Okay, it looks like you're usually going for a double barrel attack. But manages to find a way out and retaliate the attacks that Yurisa have sent. Okay, and it's just going back and forth. It's just like any other match. Going for another double barrel from Yurisu and make them drop by the way. That's going to cost them a point, I guess.
Well, maybe not. You never know. Don't put it past these 24,900 players.
Yeah.
They can make some magic happen. And yeah, just like that, Yurisu again finding another turnaround from, sky high board all the way down to ground level. So not quite gonna have the PCO for Yurisu or Wirtz, but it looks like a fractal up on Yurisu's board. I'm going to skim through it a little bit, but unfortunately that J misdrop is gonna make it really tricky.
Another point goes to Wirtz. Making over the score up to 2.
There we go. Again, very similar builds we're noticing for some of these openers there. A lot of TKI, a lot of the other...
As if there's some kind of sticky in the Tetris. Tetris, There we go, saying one of the gold terminologies again.
I gotta brush up on some of those, but especially the someone in chat's probably just gonna call me out for not knowing that. Good thing. One of the openers I've seen all this tournament. I wanted to call it out, but I keep forgetting what it's called.
Yeah, because of the fact that we don't use that very often,
Unfortunately, I should learn. Looks good.
Yeah, I really should learn how to set up the ET or any kind of cannon as well. Making was a bow.
Oh, I'll teach you BT cannon. Don't worry, that one I know.
I mean ET. I know how to.
Oh, ET. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
ET cannon's a thing?
Yeah, ET cannon's a thing. I guess I've seen some players, sensing a lot of amount of garbage by using that opener. I may be wrong, but.
I gotta learn my openers, man.
Yeah,
I'm washed.
I'm too used to using Albatross and Hydrospin. And by the way, Wirtz has taken another point for Yurisu, making it a score of 3-2.
There we go. Looks like a PCO opener from Yurisu that doesn't quite pan out. As Wirtz again waiting for that first garbage, as we've seen. Having a little awkward eye kick in there, but manages to get it nonetheless. As they are now in the middle of a spike that outlasted Yurisu's own spike, surprisingly enough. As Wirtz again back to a center well there, currently on back-to-back. but going to cancel it in order to get a massive spike. Yurisu going to send their own 11 spike, just in the process of downstacking there. As Yurisu now able to use that full garbage there. We're ready to eat, receive, and send back there in due time. I will say, Worst has been phenomenal among all of their sets with their specific timing. Again, in a lot of instances, a lot of players just tend to think, oh, well, it's Tetris. If you're not sending garbage, you're wasting your time. But again, due to how the garbage interacts between players, Worst has been doing a lot of patient gameplay in terms of watching Yurisu's board and observing when is a good time to, eat garbage, when to, counter it, and all these other different things that, it's not always apparent, and it just looks like, oh, they're not, playing as well, but it's kind of one of those hidden factors that helps to explain how Porsche has been able to do so phenomenally and so consistently over the course of the tournament. So in the middle of Game 7, as both players are at 3-3, we're just having a little bit of garbage there on that. What?
And both of the players have a high PS point of over, Susa, 250 right now.
Oh! Did not notice.
So many TP and donations as well as Tetris attacks right now.
Yeah, this is definitely, again, ahead of Yuri's general average stat performances, so can't really be mad about how this all turns out, especially performing, this high, or this, much further above, your traditional stats, kind of going all in for the tournament matches. There we go, another 9 spike there from Yurisu, as Wirch able to finally open their well. Yurisu gonna have to combo through it, and manages to do so with a T-spin, single, and a Tetris. That's going to be mad beneficial for them.
Yeah. Just
another
going back and forth again, just like any other round here.
Yeah, Yurisu's been on fire with a lot of these T-spin single setups, because they keep making really gritty T-spin doubles that often kind of hurt their stack position, but they've been doing an extremely good job at making sure that, if there's a better option for them to follow up with that T-spin single, they almost always go for it. And so, even though they've been keeping extremely aggressive builds with all these T-spins, they've not been, overlooking the clean board state, which is definitely good.
Made a major list of errors here, which cost him another point to Verge. Offering it.
There we've got a OS start, I believe, as we've got potential for a fractal there. It looks like Yurisu ready to send 12 line spike there. 18 and could have been longer, but an unfortunate eyepiece misdrop. Wirch again playing very smart, making sure that they're able to counter everything. And just like that, Yurisu tops out again as Wirch takes a bit of a lead, 5-3.
Okay, Verge say going to the TKI while Yurisu is going to. Never mind, it's some kind of freestyle opener, I guess.
Delay the delay. I think Yurisu was also trying to wait out a little bit, considering that Wirch has been playing a lot more patiently.
Yep.
So, knowing that Yurisu gets the opportunity that, before sending that T-spin double, since Wirch has made it clear they're going to wait it out for it, Yurisu gets to kind of look at the couple next pieces and say, well, where do I want these all to go? And then gets to make that decision. So it's kind of like the fastest that you can play for those next couple pieces. And Wirch has some clean garbage, has to work down to it, and does so finally there. But getting a massive spike from Yurisu. Yurisu currently on a 6 back-to-back, finally ends it, but that's a total of a 19-line spike. Wirch does have quite a bit to work through. And thankfully with a couple of well-timed eyepieces, able to get back down to ground floor. Again, yeah, both players, sorry.
I'm so aiming for perfect timing to chime in, but feels fair to do so, Well,
Oh yeah, yeah. If you got something to say, just start talking.
Yeah,
I'll
alright, you know. Alright, you know, they're just going back and forth, so there's nothing much for me to say right now. Is that the fact that, you know, no, I cannot think of what I was talking, what I was to talk. Looks like you said they managed to get down to the bottom of the bull fire, which has also managed to do the same thing. Sending a lot of attacks to use but managed to offset it again. Oh my god. Another game of pinpoint here, guys.
Like 120 APM from both players, almost maintaining 300 versus there. As Yurisu again going to win out in that endurance near 2-minute game. So Yurisu is going to successfully bring that to a splendid conclusion there for them, as they are now only down 1 game to Worst here in Grand Finals. And very good down stacking there from Yurisu. Had to eat like a really solid spike there from Hort and just able to combo through it. Unfortunately, that one was not in the best of times, and so we're going to take another game there. That'll be their 6th.
Maybe bit of huge much up there. You know, it's offering another point to Verge, making the Pistol's current score of 7 to 4.
With the IL start, looks like Yurisu well into the T-spin train there. We're just getting a little bit high up, not too close for comfort yet, but a little bit scary. As they manage to get some T-spins Tetrises, they're still on back-to-back with a very clean well, on back-to-back 6 now. And now finally breaks it and starting to build it up again, but had some fantastic garbage sending over to Yurisu's side there. And so again, being this low on the board, Yurisu doesn't really have too much of a threat of receiving a lot of garbage very quickly, so they're able to just kind of stack up right now with whatever they need. Again, 2 T-spins followed by a Tetris, followed by a T-spin, a Tetris, and a T-spin single. Basically sending attacks faster than I can even name them, and Yurisu with a magnificent spike there. A lot of APM as well, looking back at it. In order to spike out Wirch.
A powerful PC attack from Yurisu while Virchie is struggling. Oh, never mind. They managed to get down to the board and, you know, had their full clean.
As Yurisu again managing to deliver a little bit more of oh, sorry. Perhaps Wirch will bring a little bit more of that garbage.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna say Yurisu doing a wonderful job of countering that with an 18-line spike. However, Wirch has no garbage on the board. There's a back-to-back of 5 and a clean stack, and that is a recipe for another win for Wirch there. 3 games away from winning the entire set. Yurisu trying to get their way back into this, making sure that Wirch cannot run away with this year in Grand Finals. What's the color clear there on Yurisu's board? If it was only fit for it. However, Wirch has been doing a really good job at, again, I can't exactly pinpoint what it is here. This is besides Wirch having really good timing. And sorry, Wirch, I just commentator's cursed you into losing the game. But
Casting on another commentator's curse, I guess.
Yeah. You know, outside of you know, the good neutralization that Wirch has done through like defensive play, Wirch has also done a fantastic job of making sure that, like, no matter what they've been sending, I don't know what it is. Yurisu just keeps having to accept like garbage spikes of like 3 and 4, even if they're not through Tetrises. I don't know if it's just a phenomenal down stack or whatever, but it's, I don't know. I can't pin it down, but it's cool. I want to talk about it.
But I would say it's going to get a PC donation, or maybe? Oh no, maybe not. Okay, and then like if you see her, really still, but that doesn't take, wasn't enough to, even pressure would say, and it's like would say it has got another point, but you still make it the current score of 9 to 6.
Alright, and it's like, yeah, Orchard has accepted the ample garbage that they have done so traditionally here, as we've noticed in many of these sets. Again, looks like they're just down stacking at the moment, not really going for anything too aggressive here. Again, that patient gameplay that we have seen has worked out quite well for Wirtz in many of these sets, not just grand finals. And again, as we see, it looks like they are now picking up the pace here, as Yurisu running out of skim options, unfortunately.
And the tournament point goes to Wirtz. They have to win one more round in which to take the victory of this tournament.
So let's see what Su has to respond to Orch being so close. Again, can't give up a single game, unfortunately. That's a very nice 13-line spike. Orch able to skim it down and not worry about it too much. However, a little bit of a tricky... Actually, never mind. That was a big brain T-spin setup. All right, that's. I'm gonna look at the VOD and learn that one.
Yeah, that's one of the downside strategies, Oh, wow.
Oh, and 23, a Tetris on a 7 combo, and just like that.
Yeah, that's take the tournament, becoming the winner of the tournament. Besides total 27 3.
11-6, we're closing out grand finals from winner's side, not dropping a single set, although dropping plenty of games on the way through top 8s. And so Wirtz is your Taya Tour Season 3 champion there, with Yurisu as a very dominant second place showing as well. Yurisu will get that 6 months of support at Wirtz, getting rewarded with, I believe, a full year as prize, plus anything else that I may or may not know. But I do think if
I think like a Tetri will support the prize and doled out to top 8 players as far as I know.
I believe Pixel actually mentioned it might be top 12 as well. They're doing a really good job making sure that all of these top players are getting rewarded properly for all of their efforts. Because again, even SSU rank, it's not easy. And so, again, wonderful work from everyone that's been, both in and on the tournaments, for players, POs, commentators alike. Was a very wonderful event to witness from my perspective. Andy, what is your thoughts on the event as a whole?
One sentence, by the way. Lost for it. I'm with lost for it.
Okay.
I was mesmerized by players right now. With such a clean downstairs, as well as the donations, as well as other tactical movements they use throughout the tournament. There's a lot of things that I need to learn in order to get to the realm of at least rank you or something. Yeah, that's what
Yeah, it boggles my mind every time. Just watching Tetris out, because again, being mainly a guideline player, so I tend to do a lot more in the Puyo Tetris and Tetris Fight Connected, and so just seeing the speed and reaction time of so many of these players, and also with the garbage mechanics, the ability to play patiently even through that and taking your time and all that is very cool to see from all the high level Tetrio players. And again, it's not just respective of only one region is good at something, another region is good at another. It's just getting to see all of that culminate through these tournaments is just incredible.
Yeah, it really would be
What-
incredible. But anyways, this event has come to the end. We are going to. I think it's about the time to create another channel for the very first time of second arena history. By the way, I'm going to stop to touch this right now. Looks like a CDWC event is going on right now.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'll let you do the honors of closing out because you're going to be the one doing the raid thing, so I don't want to be like bye-bye and then there's like 30-second transition.
Yeah, well, there's no credits.
I've done that before.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Alright,
Alrighty.
Problematic when I
so,
automatic clock, Showtime, girls,
we
live
can
camera, showtime.
just say goodbye to the audience right now. Yeah.
Yeah, again, I know a lot of you guys came from the Tallest Raid. Thank you guys so much for sticking around for this. Hope you all enjoyed Tide Tour Season 3.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know when some of these next events will be, but I know Times 50 is coming up, and a bunch of other Tetrio and other Tetris events, so be sure to tune in.
As well as the event hosted by ourselves, second arena.
Of course.
Yeah. So, but anyway, stay for joining, and I'll see you guys next week, or maybe like at the next Tourney, maybe we could try to like a deal with other Tourneys doing their tournament or have an English commentary at this channel. So stay tuned.
Bye-bye.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.